Good evening and welcome to the favorite night of the year. This is Reckless Speculation. A lot of sponsors to get through, but tonight is the NFL draft process. Robbie Davis, Brandon Shane, Raj Meadow will be joining us later. Justin Thomas will be calling in at some point. I think Raj may be joining us now.
He's trying.
He's going to have to go on mute till he gets his TV down, though.
Oh, I got you.
So,
old man's trying. What's up?
Guys, let's just get into it real fast. We already got Jacksonville on the clock here. We were having this debate earlier, Raj. We'll start with you. Is Trayvon Walker the pick for Jacksonville? And is he if he's the pick, that has him moving up from pick 11 to pick 1 on most people's boards. Also, story right now on Twitter, Jacksonville is actively trying to trade this pick. Comments, thoughts, start now. Roger, you there? I can't see. Robbie,
I'm here.
Is Jacksonville trying to trade this pick?
I think for a team as bad as Jacksonville is, I mean, I think if you can collect picks, you can. On the flip side, though, the 4 most important positions in the NFL are quarterback, defensive end, offensive tackle, and cornerback. If you think one of these guys, whether it's Hutchinson or Walker, are the guy, I think you go ahead and take it. You combine Trevor Lawrence, ETN. Now you got a defensive end, a new coaching staff now. Like, I'm not sure you know what you have, but I don't think there's anyone in this draft that someone's going to give a king's ransom up for. So if I'm Jacksonville, unless somebody does break the bank, I take one of these defensive ends, whichever one you want, Walker, Hutchinson. I would probably take Hutchinson, but I wouldn't be shocked if you take Walker. But if I'm Jacksonville, I take this pick.
Shane, we were already discussing earlier. I really don't think that – I do not think Trayvon Walker is the pick. I think there's more perceived value in Hutchinson and even Thibodeau. But Hutchinson, to me, was the clear number one, most productive. But the number one question about Hutchinson is his schedule. Ohio State, Georgia, played great against Ohio State, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of disappeared against Georgia. Is the schedule a knock against Aiden Hutchinson?
Possibly a little bit. But here's the thing, too. All these guys are pretty highly rated in top talent. But we don't know what goes on in these interview processes and who fits your team and scheme the best. So we're not privy to that information. And a lot of times that's where you see someone and jump up the board and get a pick like that, because it just fits their system and their culture better. And I think that's kind of what you're seeing here with the Trayvon Walker talk. But, as far as Jacksonville trying to trade this, yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're trying to trade. But this year's draft is going to be so crazy. I mean, just buckle up and get ready for the ride here. I don't think anyone's really going to trade up. Maybe possibly Seattle, maybe or something a little bit later.
We've disagreed strongly over this. There's
a lot of teams trying to trade back and trying to trade down, and it takes 2 to tango. You're trying to trade a number 1 draft pick right now. I don't think anybody's going to pay that kind of ransom for this class.
Is it a ransom in this class, or can you get a bargain right now by trading up? I mean, you go up now.
Depends on what they're going to ask, but no one's going to give up, these first 5 picks, without a hefty price. I just don't see it happen. Picks are currency in this market, and the more picks you have, the better you do. So, I guess the pick is in here. Let's wait and see what happens.
If Aiden Hutchinson,
Can I be heard?
Trayvon Walker, and the Detroit Lions do not run Aiden Hutchinson to the stand in a franchise that's desperate for people to follow them. It is absolutely crazy. So,
you guys hear me here?
Yeah, we can barely see you, Raj.
I'll move the camera, but real quick, Trayvon Walker is my pick, and mainly because at 6'5", 275, the dude runs a 4.5. He's a freak, and if you saw any of his tape against much better competition, he was tracking dudes down in the secondary. He's considered the safest pick. He's got the highest floor. Don't get me wrong, Hutchinson looks like another Joey Bosa. Sorry, Ohio State and Michigan. But these great Raiders are up there, by the way.
Raj, I swear, it sounds like you're talking in. Where are you at? We can't even see you.
I'm in my office, but I got to move the camera if you want to take me off for a sec. But go Raiders, no first-round pick, so we can't screw it up.
All right, I'm gonna take you off feet. No, I won't because it'll mess us up. Just get your camera set.
Gotcha.
I will put you on mute if you got to move stuff around.
The one pushback I would have on Walker is, man, he played on a defense that it's looking like there's going to be 5 players from that Georgia defense drafted in the first round. It's hard to double team that much talent versus Hutchinson, who's the only one that's going to get drafted unless something crazy happens from that Michigan. No, the safety will get drafted. So 2 people. That's a big difference as far as scheming against people. But guys, yes, Walker is a freak.
I saw Walker play in person twice in his career, and neither time did I leave the game going, that is an all-pro football player. When you see these guys at the collegiate level, you want to see – I mean, when I left after watching Jordan Davis play, I thought, well, that's the best defensive tackle in the draft. I never had that feeling with Trayvon Walker. Is it the fact that they're putting too much stock in the measurables versus the production? Because no doubt Adrian Hutchinson was more productive. But again, I'll agree with you. Trayvon Walker test off the mark. But I don't think Trayvon Walker tested any better than Thibodeau. And Thibodeau's freshman year, most productive defensive end in the country. And we haven't even talked about him.
Side note, you're watching Ice Cube doing the introduction. How cool is it that the NWA guys are now all mainstream? Ice Cube, Snoop, or not Snoop, but Dr. Dre, and then now Snoop. Like they're all just commonplace celebrities.
Yeah, we got our picks in right now. Roger Goodell is at the podium. Oh, well, we just opened it. It doesn't look like we are open for business yet.
Yeah. That was just the opening ceremony or the opening. Now they're on the clock.
Jacksonville on the clock. So now we're at 10 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we got 10 minutes. We're going to hit one of our questions of the night. I want to start this up right now with a question. Your team's best draft pick ever in the draft that come late. I will tell you now that Atlanta took Jamal Anderson in the 6th round. Players are not only in the 1st round. Jamal Anderson, all-pro running back. Now, of course, he's been in jail, but all-pro, took the Falcons to Super Bowl. I'm going to give you Jamal Anderson as our Tom Brady pick. Shane.
I struggled with this one a little bit. There wasn't a whole lot of late round picks that really did much. So I'm going to throw out an undrafted wide receiver by the name of Mr. Drew Bennett. He was undrafted and joined the Titans in 2001 and was pretty sneaky and productive as a wide receiver for the Titans.
I'm going to give you a chance later to come back to this question again. Robbie, first thought.
So I was looking back, and I limited it to just the Titans era, not the Oilers. So the 4th round has been good for the Titans. They got Derek Mason in the 4th round in 97. They got Peter Sermon in the 4th round in 2000. They got Vincent Fuller in the 4th round in 2005. But I think probably the best Drew Bennett was great on draft. That's a great one, Brandon. As far as a late round pick, Cortland Finnegan in the 6th round was really, really good on the back end of some really good Titans teams, playing cornerback, and he was the muscle man of the defense. A lot of the Titan tough attitude came from him.
All right, Rod, we just got a second here. What have you got?
He's on mute.
He may be very much on mute. Sorry about that, buddy.
Different reasons, baseball and everything, and Tampa forfeited the pick. Al Davis drafted his rights in the 7th round, 1987, and had already signed him to a 5-year, $7.4 million contract. So different cap system then. Bo Jackson technically was a 7th round pick for the Raiders.
I thought that was an easy one for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. I want to come back to this question later. We've got some questions we'll be asking throughout the draft. I'm going to throw. You actually took my Raider one. I've got a Titan I want to ask you all about here in a little bit. And Derek Mason's one I did not have. Is there anything?
Yeah, I was looking later than 4th round, so that's probably why. But
Yeah,
you're right.
But Finnegan was later than 4th round, right?
Yeah, Finnegan was 6th round. That was a good one. I didn't think about him.
Damn it, Shane. Don't let him win.
Is there any possibility the Jacksonville Jaguars can be discussing one of those? This draft is heavy at defensive end and offensive tackle. Is there any possibility that someone like Evan Neal comes off and we did not see it coming?
No chance.
I mean, you got a franchise quarterback. You got to protect him somehow. They've done well with Cam Robinson recently, Brandon Scherf, but I mean, you can never have enough beef up front. It can turn an average team into a decent or above average team. It can be the difference between a few games. Jacksonville has lost a lot at the defensive end front, starting with the trade of Yannick a few years back. Right now, and they got Josh Allen, which was a great pick that the Raiders tanked. Another guy, Arden Key, drafted by the Raiders, went to San Francisco. 4th round pick, hasn't done much. He's their starter on the other end. So they definitely need help up front as a rush edge. But, I mean, I'd protect my franchise, which is Christian Lawrence. I'm not saying that's the pick, but I wouldn't be shocked if they went there.
Yeah, if I'm Jacksonville, after that disaster of a season I had last year, this is the 2nd year in a row you're drafting number 1. The locker room was just a mess. The coaching staff was a mess. I'm just picking who's the best player that is in this draft. And if that best player is a defensive end, then that's a position of need for every team in the NFL.
Yep.
I get wanting to protect Lawrence, but I don't know if you know what you have when they're running this college offense like that. I mean, Urban didn't know who Aaron Donald was. Like, I don't know how you can take anything away from that season besides just draft the best player. That's where I'd be at. Hey, if best player on my board, I'm taking him. Let's just stockpile the best talent we can.
Well, who is the best player in the draft? All three of you, I ask you that before the pick comes in. Who's the best overall player? Safest, best? Who would you take?
I would take Hutchinson.
It's two different things to me.
Yeah, okay, best player in the draft, not who would you take? Who was the best overall player?
I think Walker, Hutchinson, and Thibodeau are all kind of right there with each other. But I think those three are in a tier of their own throughout the entire draft. So I feel the offensive side has a larger grouping in that top tier. So you have more options later on there. That's why I would take one of those three.
I'd go secondary personally. I'd go Sauce Gardner. Guy never gave up a touchdown in college, which is insane. Derek Stingley, another one. And then Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Just phenomenal football players, all three of them.
You can't go defensive back in the first pick, though.
That's not it. We said who's the best overall player in your opinion. That's my opinion. I'm not saying they'll be first overall because that's usually about ability and, the highest floor, lowest who's going to basically has a lot of potential. I'm saying right now the best overall players, and that's what I'm thinking of, are Gardner, Stingley, Kyle Hamilton, a lot of great talent at receiver, and then offensive line. Those are the guys that I believe.
Robbie, we're running out of time. Let's get Robbie.
Oh, the best player? I mean, I think the unanimous one who's rated the best, Hutchinson. I mean, I don't try to overcomplicate things. People that do their jobs, they're experts. I mean, I rely on a lot what they say. And so, I mean, that
if he's rated the best, then why isn't he going number one with a dude at the same position?
Nobody said.
Well, because Jacksonville's picking number one.
Jameson Williams, without the ACL, is the best football player in this draft.
Hey, that's fair. I think that's accurate as heck.
I've got him as my number one wide receiver.
The pick is in Trayvon Walker, the University of Georgia. They have took overall 6'5", 272. He really charged up. And again, the score, next gen stats, overall at 80, 86 athleticism. Here it goes, guys. Here's the critical part I have. Production, 61. The lowest production of any of those top picks.
Hey, can I start? Can I start
it.
reckless speculation already?
Go ahead, recklessly.
Hey, is there any back channel talks? Georgia guy going to Jacksonville, Michigan guy going to Detroit?
Possibility.
Are they talking people that are similar and we're trying to sell tickets, we're trying to do entertainment? Hey, Roger Goodell may be saying, if y'all are going to pick these 1 and 2, if they're about even on your board, we would prefer this.
Right now,
allegedly.
Roger, you had a point, and I'll go next to you. But if the Detroit Lions are not figuring out Aiden Hutchinson and running it up there now, they're crazy. Rod, you kind of disagreed with my production. I'm just going off the next gen stats. So,
I'm just going off what I see.
The pick is in for the Lions.
Well, I haven't said it yet, but Walker's a guy that can much better against the run than Hutchinson. Now, Hutchinson did basically get to rush around the side. Walker's faster. Hutchinson is one of those guys that's a heat-seeking missile. He just gets there, kind of Mason Crosby, Joey Bosa, but much more versatile guy, a guy that was, again, exponentially better against the run. 4.5 speed. They can drop him back, which is the new trend in a lot of 3.4s and other things. He was considered by many, including, I think, Kuiper, whatever, as the safest pick in the draft. Better strength, better build, seemingly less likely to get injured. That's rec spec, but I think that's why they went that route. Just an extremely versatile guy.
I think with Aiden Hutchinson, I can put the film on and see the production. With Trayvon
against
Walker,
Rutgers,
I've got to project it out a little bit. That's the difference to me in the pick. But Robbie has a very valid point. Putting butts in the seat, these picks make sense.
Yeah,
Hutchinson does.
It makes a lot more sense. I said it at first, and I'm thinking hey, maybe there really is something to that.
I mean, Georgia, University of Georgia.
Oh, there is with Hutchinson, definitely.
The University of Georgia to Jacksonville is about a 3.5-hour drive, and they play home game every year in Jacksonville. So it's not like it's a far stretch to say that Georgia has a home field presence.
Oh, yeah. That
great player, but is he one you go to see? Is he super marketable
but he excites the fan base more than Hutchinson does.
Down
Jacksonville
there,
Jacksonville fans want SEC players.
Though.
They don't want a Big Ten guy.
Sure.
All right, the Lions have their pick in. Last year, the Lions are the best of the top 5 teams picking, in my opinion. Got better towards the end of the year. They went Jeff Okudah last year on the backside of that defense. Let's see what Roger Goodell's got the card.
If it's anything other than Hutchinson, I'll be shocked.
Right.
Yeah, I mean this is got to be the most obvious selection.
That was
at this point.
So he picks
at
his
this
stuff
point
up and moves
number 2.
Officially 60 minutes east as Aiden Hutchinson, 6'6", 5, 260, runs a 4.7. Next gen stats on him.
WWF guy.
Overall, 95 athleticism. Rod, here's my point. Next gen stat: 96 production for Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, I agree. I mean, he's productive. I don't know next gen. I'll create my own service, but no, I'm just kidding. There's no doubt he's a great player. I don't argue with Jacksonville's pick much, and I don't argue with this pick. I think he can be the face of a franchise.
Shane, let's go to you for the reaction of Aiden Hutchinson. You are a Big Ten guy.
Yeah, I mean, like Robbie said, it's an obvious pick. If he didn't get picked here, I think that's a huge shock. But yeah, this was on most people's final mock draft boards. All the people that know what they're talking about. I had him going here as well from the research I've done. Like I said, I think it's, Robbie brought up a good point. There could be some back channel and, demographics there as far as getting people in the stadium. But again, I think between these two, you could probably flip a coin. Even Thibodeau, I just think his injury kind of hurt his draft stock a little bit this year, but he's also, pretty daggone productive. So,
Robbie, your thoughts, and then we'll go. All right, just real fast, guys.
That's awesome.
We're going to have Justin Thomas coming on in just a minute. He's going to give us his update. Also review that big trade with the 49ers last year. Howie Chaney will be checking in live from the Falcons draft party in Atlanta here in a little bit. As the Falcons are on the board, he's coming live into our feed, and we'll have a full leak of the draft party.
Don't forget,
Robbie,
Jacksonville 3-4.
Detroit 4-3. To death, but I think everybody had it this way by the word that came out in the last little bit.
Yeah, I mean this was. I mean, I thought these were going 1-2 either way. Kind of makes sense now, but I have no idea what Houston's going to do here. This is a team that they've had so much talent in the past, and they've just given it all away. And so I don't know, like literally nothing will shock me here. I mean,
as we
a lot of people think DB, but we'll see.
I bet they take our Desmond Ridder.
The one thing that Houston has is Laramie Tunsil,
and they've already picked. That was a quick pick.
No, they haven't picked.
It says the pick is in.
Pick is in.
All right, I want to discuss this.
You guys are way ahead.
I agree on Tunsil. I'm along those lines.
Is that where you start with Davis Mills, and you protect him now, and you get Evan Neal or Charles Cross, whichever one you prefer, one of these tackles now, and you book in them?
No.
If Davis Mills is your future, you've got him protected for the next 10 years.
No, I get Sauce Gardner here. Get you some defense to stay in the game.
Agreed.
Like, no, Davis Mills, it can't be the future. He just can't be. Like, not in the AFC, not in that conference. Like,
he's like Tannehill.
Well, but he just can't be. And so no, I would go and get the next best game changer, because no need to waste that tackle's talent blocking somebody who's not the future. So get the cornerback.
But a lot of guys have this pick going to OL, different OL guys. Neal, dude from NC State, I'll butcher his name. I agree.
Let's just
Davis Mills
right
is
now,
not
Ross,
the guy.
Before you get in your LA mode, he is IE.
I'm done.
For the whole broadcast. I'm not going to try that name. So IE.
Yeah, IE. Akeem. Call him Akeem. That's who I've got.
I personally like that.
What the hell's LA mode?
But in the mock draft, and I keep talking about next gen, and it's something I read the last week or two before the draft. The only two teams that said could draft any position were the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans. That's how bad this roster is.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
Thanks, Bill O'Brien.
If the Texans went quarterback in a normal year, would you be shocked even?
No, I mean, literally, nothing the Texans do surprised me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
They got Deshaun at 3, right?
Let's go around real fast. Raj, who do you think the pick is?
All the pundits seem to think it's offensive line. The Houston will probably screw it up. They're one step below the Raiders, but I hope it's a DB. I hope it's Gardner.
All right, Robbie.
If it's not Gardner, that just
It's going. It's line, dude.
It's IE.
We'll see.
All right, I'm going to go with Evan Neal from Alabama. It's Derek Stingley Jr. I can't
DB,
argue with
baby.
that pick.
No, that's a great one.
all right. So
It was clearly the number one cornerback on the board.
Whoa.
ooh, no, I think Gardner.
Gardner
Yeah.
is just as good, but they could have gotten Stingley later, right? I mean, they probably tried to trade down and couldn't, but
I don't.
I
think
agree.
Sting-
Like, just
I
a
don't
great
think-
corner.
I don't
don't
think Stingley would have made it past the next 2 or 3 picks.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a solid pick.
Yeah.
No, it definitely. I didn't see many put him at 3, though. I saw him as the second best DB in most
I don't.
services.
Raj, how many times does he pick off Tannehill next year?
Oh my gosh, 38
Yeah,
over under.
every time he throws the ball.
Pretty much.
I
He's
think
going to be
this-
Tannehill's leading receiver.
This is knowing who you're picking in front of too, because the Jets clearly are probably going corner.
They're going sauce here all day.
Yeah,
need to-
and you had
They
your
don't-
choice. You know the Jets
Oh,
are
I had
probably
those
going
two.
corner at 4, so you got your choice, Stingley or Sauce. So you get your guy.
Oh.
Now we'll see what the Jets do.
Now
Could we
now
see
it
a
gets good.
trade?
We've
But
got
the Jets have to protect Wilson, definitely.
We've got Jets, Giants, Panthers, Giants, Falcons. This
Oh,
is going to be
gosh.
entertaining.
This is the dumpster fire of the draft.
If your friends aren't watching, text them, tell them to tune in because it's going to be entertaining this next round of picks. Because these
I need
can
to
go
glass.
anywhere.
No,
All these
juice
teams
before
are
this.
garbage.
But
Deep breaths, everyone. It's gonna
this
get real.
again is the Jets' first of 2 top 10 picks, followed by the Giants with 2 top 10 picks. Carolina,
Surely they've got to go heavy offensive tackle after protecting their franchise quarterback they picked last year, right?
Do you
They
value?
recently-
Hold on, guys. Let me ask a question here. Do you value Ahmad Gardner? One of those tackles are going to be there at 10. They're not all 4 going to be gone at 10. Ahmad Gardner is not going to be there at 10. Do you get Gardner and then wait on the tackle at 10, Robbie?
Yeah, because Zach Wilson was a busted pick last year. Same with Davis Mills. He's not your quarterback. Don't get an offensive lineman to protect someone who's not your quarterback. So go defensive back. Get Gardner, and you will not regret it.
All right, world's biggest Jets fan, Bern Bailey's in. Give us your pick, buddy, while we discuss this. Where are you going as a Jets fan? Shane? Where are you going as not a Jets fan?
I would take Gardner here for sure. And then I've got Garrett Wilson actually going to the Jets at 10. I think they need all the help they can get over that. So. Go
All right.
ahead.
What was that?
You can bring him in.
I'm going to bring Howie in a minute. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say.
All right,
I don't think you take O-line here as a bet.
Raj, who are you taking?
Man, you're all right. I think you can get offensive tackle later. They need a DB. They obviously need receiver. Davis Mills was a 67th overall pick. That's not your guy. These guys picked Wilson, second. So they really need to help him out. You can't go wrong. It's about value here. Receivers, probably the deepest position. But, when it comes to DBs, I think you have 2 clear-cut, extremely good 10-year Pro Bowl guys in Gardner and Stingley. So at 4, that's what I'd do.
All right, here's our Jets fans' opinion. I think they're going to give up on Becton going to tackle. So if they do go a tackle,
They
he
went
loves
guard.
Gardner, though, too. I agree with you, man. I don't think you can go wrong. If they do go a tackle, who's your number 1 tackle in the draft?
You asking? Neil for me. Sorry.
Shane, who's your number 1 tackle in the draft?
probably have to say, I don't know. I kind of like Cross a little better, but it's a toss-up between him and Neal to me.
Robbie?
They're pretty damn close.
Yeah, I mean Neal 6'7.5", 337 versus IE 6'4", 310, Cross 6'4", 307. They just don't make them like Neal, man. That's a big dude.
He
Rod,
can move,
where are you
unlike
going?
Leatherwood.
After this pick, we're going to bring. After this pick, we're going to bring Howie Chaney in for a minute. I will go off camera. Y'all will be able to hear me, but we won't. We'll have Howie on the live feed, live from Atlanta. So, Raj, who's your pick? The pick is in.
Gardner, because the other positions are so deep. Tackle and receiver. You can get somebody good down the line.
All right. Let's see what we've got here. Bant, I'm with
New
you.
York.
If I'm picking here, I'm taking Evan Neal. Just because of Zach Wilson, but I do think the right move is probably go Garner, then wait on tackle. Hey, I'm gonna go off camera and see if we can bring Howie in real fast for the Howie.
Hey guys.
All right, what's going on? We're waiting on the Jets to come in.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting in line to get my picture made with Kyle Pitts right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a picture of Kyle Pitts.
They got all the 2021 draft picks here having their picture made with everybody.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, Howie, the Jets pick's in. We're waiting on the Jets pick right now. What's the move? What's the move in Atlanta right now?
Well, after that number one pick was announced, being a Georgia boy, this place erupted. But as far as the picks for the Falcons, nobody knows. I've heard different things as far as some people want the quarterback, some people don't. Some people say it's defense, some people say no defense. So I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, buddy. Hey, when you get close to Kyle Pitts, we'll bring him back on that.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, I'll try to, guys. Thanks.
All right, man.
Are there any Vic jerseys there? That's my question.
Any what?
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick jerseys, of course.
Of course, it's Atlanta.
Malik style, baby.
Oh, sorry about that, Howie. I'll bring you back in. Ahmad.
That was rad. Gardner it is.
Here's the pick. Ahmad Gardner to the Jets.
That's the right pick.
It is.
It is.
100%.
So far, guys, we are 100% on our top 10, but really don't think we were expecting not to be up to this point. Raj, I don't think I got your top 10, but I'm going to assume that you had these four in your top 10.
Oh, yeah. Just like that, especially Stingley. No. I didn't have Stingley there, but
I had Stingley.
I can't argue. These are all great players.
Yeah.
And so are the top, the next three offensive linemen that we talked about, Neal, IE, and Charles Cross. I mean, just all freaks of nature, dude. These dudes are so big, and the way they move, again, not like Alex Leatherwood, selected by the Raiders overall last year.
What's crazy, though, is there's not a settled quarterback until you get to Kirk Cousins at 12 or Lamar Jackson at 14. So these great offensive linemen may drop. Like some people may get some steals with these guys because, I mean, there's no use having a great offensive line if your quarterback sucks.
Well, one of the talk around Atlanta mock drafting was they particularly they particularly liked Neal. And if he was there at 8, that was a true possibility. That they didn't think Neal would be there at 8, but right now I'm telling you, there's a possibility Neal is there at 8, who was mid-season the number 1 overall pick on most mock drafts.
I'm looking for the Eagles and Saints to both have a really good day. They've got 2 picks in the middle of this round, both really smart organizations.
I see some trades. Randall, are you good with Malik Willis?
No.
He's what?
I don't know. I don't think I particularly want Malik Willis. I don't think Atlanta's taking a quarterback. I really don't.
Next year being
No, I
better.
mean,
Blake Willis is a plug and play kind of guy. I think he needs a couple years. And he's got a high upside for sure.
So Malik Willis would make more sense where someone has an established starter.
The
This-
irony being
this is
Tony
very
Mobile-
much this is
Don't
very much a Robbie fantasy stunt. But if I was the Falcons and I wanted Malik Willis, I would just let the clock keep running out until it got down to 16 or 17, and then draft there so I could pay him in that slot instead of paying him. in the
I'm telling y'all
sixth
right now,
slot.
Of course,
I
agree.
don't think Malik Willis is. He's either going top 10 or we may not see him for a while.
I think
we got some serious QBs next year. So
I think he's
I
20.
agree. Wait.
Yeah, just suck again for you.
Yeah. The irony
Oh,
being Atlanta signed a mobile washout that doesn't have a super high ceiling. Malik Willis being the same guy, just cheaper.
You can't.
But yeah, I agree.
You can deal with Atlanta at this point, though. Next year they have
Sauce.
$70 million
Woo.
in free cap.
And they got hosed by Ridley,
mean,
man. Kind of like the Ruggs situation, but
They lose.
Ruggs
Matt
is worse.
Ryan, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman, someone else. They lose a total of $70 million off the cap free next year.
Well,
In a
it's-
year that we're going to see a cap go up.
Well, isn't the new TV deal in 24? So it's all monopoly money, and then it comes like they're gonna light it up, and
until
so
2024. Everyone will have $70 million in cap.
yeah.
But this
what are
is
the
$70
Giants
million
going to do?
in 23? All
They're
right.
another team.
So wait,
that's like
the
what do you-
Giants have 5 and 7?
Yeah.
That's an
The
interesting
big-
strategy for them to F up.
I mean, again,
First
what
off-
are they? I mean, they need everything too.
Everything.
I
Their
guess
line was
I guess the
atrocious.
defensive end from Oregon is who you go with here.
No. Let's
I watched a lot of Thibodeau. Just-
well, I think Thibodeau could be the pick. But
This
didn't
is
the
where I had
Giants-
Stingley going here. So yeah, now I mean he could go offensive line, but Thibodeau, yeah, I
Remember,
could
they
see.
basically have 2 picks almost back to back with Carolina's needs being apparent. But right now Dexter Lawrence is on one end, and they run a 3-4. Leonard Williams, who really is probably better. Big Cat Williams out of USC, really is probably better inside. They definitely need a guy that can get after the quarterback,
I could see
and
him.
their offensive line sucks. So
I could see him going Neal and Thibodeau within these
and the
next,
receivers suck.
which would be a huge first round.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
Thibodeau had a great freshman year. He
Hold on
started
now.
getting double teamed and triple teamed, but
Picks in.
not good against the
He
run.
could be, like I said, his injury, ACL or whatever it was, that I think kind of set him back a little bit in the draft stock. But dude's got
So,
a ton of talent.
Guys, let me get a question. in.
Freak athletically.
Giants are going here. Is Carolina going quarterback? Yes or no?
No,
Robbie.
No, do not draft these quarterbacks.
I'm telling you, my prediction is we see the quarterback come off the board after this pick.
I think they go Pickett, but Darnold's not a terrible quarterback, man. He was awesome in college,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I would say get Darnold some offensive line help before
Yeah,
I
and-
pick a quarterback.
no
until
kidding.
next year when they get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Not everybody's getting Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud.
Well, these guys will suck, so for sure.
Yeah.
they'll be up there.
Everyone drafting here still
I'm
going to
telling
suck
you,
next year.
They are the
Exactly.
one that still have a quarterback under a rookie contract.
Whose 5th-year option was just declined.
Yeah,
That's a lot
I mean, but
Confidence in him. The Giants.
here we go.
I can't hear, so I love this hype kid, but
Yeah.
it is Vegas.
Yeah. Is that
Kayvon Thibodeau, Oregon,
yeah.
best athlete in the draft. I don't give a dang what anybody can say.
No, I like that pick. I mean, that makes
Oh,
sense.
Can't go wrong.
And now, yeah, I agree with y'all. Now
Athletically.
at 7, you've got the best pick up best offensive lineman you need.
Yeah, now I mean, you could go Neal, you could go IE,
Or you could go Wilson, London, or Williams if you want some receiver help.
Yeah.
They just spent all that money on receiver last year, though. I know they weren't productive, but they signed Kenny Golladay to a mega contract. So
Yeah,
guy
I
who
think
played
a little later.
tight end also.
They
in
definitely
high
need
school.
some O-line help, and there's 3 studs right there for the taking.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram is no longer in
Uh,
New York.
I'm saying this guy
the
played tight end.
Giants,
He's so
the
athletic.
Giants could really win this first round right here.
Oh, 100%.
I think if they
telling you,
do
I
what
think they're
Chain
gonna-
said,
Hold on. We're all talking at the same time. You go, Raj. Everybody, I'm getting texts. We're killing each other talking at the same time. Let's make more concentration. I'm guilty
That's my
too.
fault.
Go ahead, Raj.
probably my fault. I can't shut up. But if they do what Chain said and they get a bookend on defensive line, bookend on the offensive line, that's just a phenomenal draft. And
All right. Robbie.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, they've got they being the Giants, arguably one of the most talented players in the draft, who's going to bring instant athleticism. Now, if you do get an offensive tackle, you can have one of the best, highest rated one, whoever's on your board, to protect Daniel Jones. You got Saquon coming back. Okay, you can start to see if this is going to work, and that's what you want. Is it going to work, or do you blow it up again?
So,
he's
Shane,
got a player.
if it's not a quarterback for Carolina, and see, guys, I think it's Pickett, because I think there's the most pressure. For Carolina's not a situation where the coach can afford to lose another year. He's gone. You have got to get an answer, and I don't know that Sam Darnold's it. If it's not Pickett, the most NFL-ready quarterback, is it an offensive lineman, or where do you go?
I go to the drug dealer that gave that kid his cocaine, man. Must be some good stuff, dude.
You're already about to get put on mute for the night, for the 5th pick's over with. Go ahead.
I think I think
Cocaine.
they go line here. I mean, I am not a fan of any of these quarterbacks in this, and to just pick the best quarterback in the draft just because it's the best quarterback in the draft is a dumb move, especially if your job's on the line. You swing and miss like that. Why don't you go out and you get a proven piece that's an insert that can dramatically affect the team immediately. You don't risk it on a terrible quarterback class.
All right, Raj. Can Matt Rule survive another year with Sam Darnold? Because I don't think he does.
He's not the guy. It is the NFL. Not for long. What have you done for me lately? But next year's class is much better. They're gonna suck this year. I think everyone knows it. Darnold's no different than small hands Pickett. I think he should survive. I mean, he proved himself. They went after him. They gave him a big deal. But you never know in the NFL.
Robbie?
I mean, the quickest
quickest
way to get fired in the NFL is put your year to prove yourself on the line for a rookie quarterback who's not very good. They're going to start 0-5 and he's gone anyways. You're much better protect Darnold or give Darnold a weapon and try to win 5-6 games and say, look, we're getting better. The Falcons are going to suck. That should be 2 wins. The Saints are, in a rebound kind of still mode. Look, they can compete in that division. And I don't know who their divisional games are, but yeah, no, I'm not. If I feel like my job's on the line, I'm begging my general manager, do not take one of these rookie quarterbacks, because they're all, while I may be wrong and they may be good, none of them are going to be good in year one. That's just.
Do you want those wins though?
I mean, if I'm the owner, probably not.
Coach, yeah.
If I'm the coach, I do.
Yes.
If I'm the owner, no. I want the number 1 pick next year.
Yeah.
hold on. In that division, though, you have Arthur Smith in his second year. Whoever the guy is in New Orleans in his first year, they can survive a rookie quarterback. I'm not sure Matt Rule in his fourth year can survive one. One question to all you guys. I think Williams is the best wide receiver, but you may not get him until mid-year. Is he still – I mean, where does he fall to in this draft because of that change?
I think he's still, top 20. I don't foresee him going much lower than that, if at all. I mean, it's very possible the Jets could take him. I've got them taking Garrett Wilson at 10, but they may like Williams better. Obviously, I'm a little biased on Wilson over Williams, but they're both phenomenal players, and
if Williams is there in the mid to late teens, the Titans better be making a move, and let's go for it while the window's still open.
So
Philly needs guys. Philly needs guys.
We're moving at crowd rate. We're on 6 picks, 48 minutes on. We're going to take a break at the top of the hour. At 9 o'clock, we'll take a 2-minute break for everybody to reset. Also, we'll probably bring Howie in at that point. Same question to you, Raj. If you're taking a wide receiver, which one are you taking?
I mean, it depends on need. A lot of people say Garrett Wilson. I can't argue with that. I think Jackson, help me out, Chain, next year is the best one of the bunch, but you can't go wrong with Olave or Wilson. It's just a speed demon. They all produce, and that's tough with 3 dudes. If Drake London's healthy, and I'm not just being biased, he's my guy. He can help out any quarterback. The Jets really need a guy that can help a dude out, that can block, that can run, that has the best ball skills in the air, that has separation, that'll handle a linebacker. The guy had 88 catches and through 8 games of the year and then got hurt. Now, SC was terrible, but it just depends on your need. I mean, I guess the Jets got Elijah Moore, who's a big receiver. So, yeah, maybe they'd go Wilson. But a lot of people see Williams going to Philly down the line with Devonta there. All the help for Hurts you can get helps, and that's a guy that takes the top off the defense.
Robbie, are they the pick is in, by the way. I'll stay with you.
None of these quarterbacks are getting drafted. You can tell by their screens, the view on them. None of them are happy.
The drone view right
there
now.
You go.
No quarterback.
Hakeem stays home, moves about 100 miles away. Again, a local kid goes here, number 6. Hakeem, IE from North Carolina State.
Iquanu.
That's a good pick. That's a local kid. That's the third best player in the draft. You get him at 6. You protect Arnold. See what you have. I love that pick.
Yeah, that was considered number 1 overall like a month ago.
Right. I had him as my first O-line off the board going to the Texans. So.
I'm going to give an award right now. My first draft award goes to worst suit to Hakeem, whatever his name is. Are y'all seeing this suit?
Iquanu?
It looks like the Shriners convention's come to town.
I don't know.
It looks like he's valedictorian of the Spartans.
Yeah, he just graduated with a 4.0 from Michigan State or something.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of it. You got to have nuts to wear that thing, and probably, there's diamonds on his lapels, dude. Not anybody can rock that, dude. Most people look like a clown. I like that, dude.
I don't know if anyone on the show could rock that.
No, hell no.
You
better
be a pretty big dude if you're gonna rock something like that.
Yeah, seriously, back it up.
He'll say anything to you.
He's got swagger, dude, and you got to have that. Oh, just one-handed that dude in that highlight, just destroyed him. Look, dude, he's got swag, confidence. And
like
let's
this guy.
okay, timeout. That does appear to be a country flag. I believe he's Kenyan or Nigerian, so that's probably an ode to that. You racist
Okay.
a-holes. Sorry.
To do with racism.
What I
But
missed?
no,
what,
it's,
what are y'all
I
gonna get some
believe
trouble for him?
What's that?
So what I missed? What are y'all gonna get some trouble for him?
Conley.
Raj is on a 5-minute timeout after that comment, so we're just going to let him be on timeout after the racist comment for me and Shane. See, Raj, you get put in timeout when you do that kind of stuff.
He was kidding, Randall. He was joking.
I know.
No, it was, we can cut up on some people here and there. Nothing wrong with that.
That suit is ugly. I don't give a crap what country it represents. All right. Giants now. We said they're coming back, right? So are they coming back with the linemen here? We've not had anything that made anybody go, oh, wow, so far in this draft.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think you go same principles apply to Carolina. I mean, give what's his name, Daniel Jones, give him a chance, and Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, I think they go nil or
again after this pick.
Cross or nil here, in my opinion.
Take a little short break. Picks in predictions. Raj, Robbie, and then Shane. Quick prediction, Raj.
Am I allowed to talk? Oh, dictator one.
As long as you don't make a Nigerian comment, you're good.
I'm the one that made it. You're the one that got offended, and that's what racists do. They mute people. They mute free speech. But no, I'm not.
Okay, Roger's not going to get to make a pick here. So, Robbie will go to you.
I go Neil. I think that's the simplest, best pick for them.
All right, Raj, what do you got, buddy? I know you walked off the stage, but you can still hear me.
I got Neil.
Neil. All right, Shane.
Same. Nil across here. It's a no-brainer for the Giants, and this will be a fantastic first round for them.
It will be a fantastic first round.
Interesting.
Guys,
Mel has Kyle Hamilton as best available.
I think Kyle Hamilton might be going to the Falcons with the next pick. I've heard that name there a lot, and it's like the Falcons can take anybody. We want to get a quick ad in too. We got a lot of people to thank for tonight, making this possible. And after this pick of the Giants, we'll get in. It's already in. The Giants are waiting no time.
I like this. We're going to the Titans pick on air.
I think we'll get through the whole first round in 3 hours.
It'd be awesome.
Evan Neal, Alabama. All right. Are we willing to say the Giants won the first 8 picks?
Yes.
All right. Anybody that needs to freshen up their drink? Anybody that needs to do anything? We have a 2-minute commercial. You can kind of kill your camera. Come back in 2 minutes, okay?
All right.
DavisKessler.com. DavisKessler.com. This is Dave Ralston with MarionCountyMessenger.com, and you're watching the NFL Draft, recklessly covered by reckless speculation. Follow MarionCountyMessenger.com on Facebook for more shows and more information and sports and weather. DavisKessler.com. DavisKessler.com. KESSLER.com. This here is the Grim Reaper, and you're watching the NFL Draft, recklessly covered by Reckless Speculation. Tune in Saturday nights, 10 Central Time and 11 Eastern, for some Southern Fried Horror with Tennessee Macabre. You can catch us on ITV Chattanooga on your Roku. Listening to Reckless Speculation Draft Special. This is Dylan Epperson with Around To It Lawn Care. Don't have time to do it, we'll get around to it. Just ask around, the best in town. Give us a call today for a free quote at 423-290-69.
Hi, everybody. This is Randall from Reckless Speculation. I know if you follow us on Facebook or if you follow my personal Facebook, you've seen what great progress my daughter has made with her guitar lessons. I'm going to highly recommend you contact Zach Ward. Zach Ward on Facebook or contact through me. Contact Zach for any kind of lessons for kids to adults. If you need a reference, call me anytime. It's Zach Ward Guitars, where your children can learn a lifetime hobby.
Robbie, we got a bunch of sponsors tonight we didn't get through, but right now we got Howie Shane. Everybody, we got Howie joining us live from Atlanta. Howie wants to move down in Atlanta right now.
Hey guys, it's chaos. Everybody's excited. I got the camera on the crowd here. That way y'all can see the reaction when the pick is made.
What's your estimation? How many people are there?
Oh, there's a good 10 to 15,000 people here.
Nice.
Rod's just had a little bit of an accident down there in the corner.
This is the biggest crowd I've ever seen at one of these.
Anybody got any guess? I mean, I have no guess at where the Falcons are going. Any
Howie,
guess?
if you're the GM, who are you picking?
If I'm the GM, I'm probably taking Kyle Hamilton because we need everything. Or if I'm truly tanking the season, I'm taking Jameson Williams, and I'm going to tank the season, and I'm not going to care if he plays all year.
If I'm the GM, I'm going on the defensive side.
Anybody in particular, Howie?
Just a rusher. We haven't had a true edge rusher continuously since John Abraham.
So
All right,
Jermaine Johnson II was the next best available.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Jermaine Johnson
But
probably.
he's 14 overall, so you're going to be reaching for him a little bit. But if that's what you want,
Well, it's not a reach if it's a dire need for you.
everything's a dire need for the Falcons.
I really think we could see anybody come off the board right here. I also think we could still see a trade.
I think it's going to be Kyle Hamilton. That's who I'm thinking.
Well, the pick is in, so there's no trade going on.
But Howie, you want to win today. The rest of us are realistic, knowing we're going to suck. All right.
I'm
The
thinking
pick is
here.
in. I can't hear it.
So they got it on the Halo.
London. Let's see. Raj, we're going to need you on camera here. Drake London, Southern Cal is the pick.
Yes, the wide receiver.
I mean, he's a great player. I'm just not sure why.
Yeah, that's an extreme move up the board.
It wasn't a great reaction here by no means.
He is almost a Kyle Pitts clone. If I would have thought there was a receiver in the draft that is Pitts' equal, it would be Drake London. So I'm surprised.
Are we starting to see a pattern? You think?
6'5", 235-pound receivers.
Yeah. I think Kyle Pitts is a receiver, not really a tight end. He just fits in.
Yes. Roger, you can hear me. All right. Howie, what's the overall move down there like?
Well, it's actually like everybody's kind of in shock. They wasn't really expecting that.
I thought you were defense there for sure. I wasn't expecting a wide receiver. But again, when you need so many positions.
I mean, it's a position of great need for the Falcons.
Sure.
Yeah, but it don't matter who you have at wide receiver. If your defense can't stop nobody, it don't matter.
Yeah. Well, I think they're in full rebuild, next couple of years. So trying to put pieces in place, I don't think you can go wrong necessarily.
I mean, Marcus Mariota is the starter, right?
Yes.
The
camera.
Hey, what happened? What I missed?
I had Drake London pick 13 to the Texans. I've been yelling for you. USC wide receiver Drake London to the Falcons.
Yeah, I wanted to hear your guys' ignorance. I was keeping it. No, you can't go wrong with London. I'll stand by that all day. They've seen what happens with the dominant receiver in Julio. This is a guy that's a freak athletically, an amazing basketball player, played on the USC basketball team, decided to go to football, best ball skills in the draft. They need all the help they can get on 50-50 balls, and they're not 50-50 with him. He doesn't drop the ball. He's got huge hands. They already have Pitt. You're going to have to make a choice, and they got, kind of screwed, and I hate to say that, but when you lose a first-round pick, it sets your franchise back big time. And losing Ridley was devastating. This is a great pick.
Next year, the Falcons could literally line up with Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, and Drake London as their wide receivers. Did you just fix that area of your team right then? Howie, what do you think? That silence tells you a lot in the band right now. Listen to that. If that was excitement, it'd be different. Wow.
It's no excitement. You don't hear it.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, nobody's excited here. Everybody's surprised. And everybody's expecting either a quarterback or a defensive player. This came out of nowhere.
All right, Howie. Again, I think a lot of people in Atlanta wanted Malik Willis.
I agree.
John Seals, our friend, fellow Atlanta fan, says he was completely surprised by this move.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, nobody was expecting that, and a lot of crowds is just like in disbelief that it happened. It kind of reminds me back a few years ago when I was here when we took the lineman from McGrary, I think it was.
Arkansas.
Yeah. So, hey guys, I'm going to get off here. I know it's loud. You can't understand what I'm saying, but I appreciate your time, and y'all have a good show.
All right.
Thank you.
I think it's a smart decision.
A lot of mocks had Garrett Wilson. How can you be surprised with a different receiver, man?
But I think the surprise
fans
is that
don't know much.
It's another. I mean, the talk in Atlanta was Pitts was moving outside. You have the two receivers of similar size. I think it's not that London's not a great pick or player. I think people in Atlanta I think they were wanting Malik Wilson. I do believe that. Robbie?
I just don't get what it accomplishes. The defense sucks. You're trading Matt Ryan for Marcus Mariota, who's been a backup, got benched at Tennessee for Tannehill, went to Las Vegas, was a backup. And, I mean, unless there's a, Baker Mayfield trade, I don't know what they're thinking. It's not a bad pick as far as the player. The player's great. But you're just adding to your strength, which is wideouts, without a great quarterback. And Marcus isn't a bad quarterback, but I just don't get what they're doing.
They're thinking long term and about next year. And I think they'll get a great quarterback. And I don't think Pitts needs to move to the outside. He can do everything, and this just makes another advantage for the team. And they're going to have to, just like the last 10 years, they're going to have to win games 41-40, and at least this helps.
Yeah.
You can rebuild an offense much faster than a defense.
I think this solidifies Pitt staying on the inside.
Yes,
which is what he should do.
Which is a perfect. It's a matchup nightmare at a tight end.
Exactly.
Like, why would
People
you
want to move him
with a
outside? Doesn't make any sense.
Like, it makes zero sense to me. So I think this is a very smart pick by the front office. I think it's a safe pick, and I think it's another step forward in their rebuilding, which is going to take a couple of years. Honest here, like we know you're dealing with Marcus Mariota here. Come on. I don't think it's a bad pick at all, and I think it's a step in the right direction.
Marcus won't make it a season, though. I mean,
They need a That's the point, though. It's a 2-year deal, but
it's a 2-year deal. Pretty much it's a 1-year deal.
Exactly. And they've got 43rd overall, receiver, edge rusher. They're two of their biggest needs.
And again,
they're going to get great players at both. Could have gone Drake London or Garrett Wilson. You don't fail either. I mean, I thought it was sensible. And sorry it doesn't have the flash of a Malik Willis or something like that, but their management is smarter
they should
than
not have taken a quarterback. No way.
Sorry.
The most diva position in football is a wide receiver. I'm not picking wide receivers unless I have a good quarterback because they're unhappy. They're divas. They ruin locker rooms.
This dude ain't no diva, dude. I hate to use
no one's
grammar.
a diva until they get money and they are a diva.
That's fair.
So
Deshaun was it.
Is there any hope for Atlanta? Let me again.
They need to get a number 1 pick next year.
The Hawks are again. Let's go to Seattle. Seattle, Pete Carroll, 173 years old, starting a rebuild in Seattle, and with the 9th overall pick, he takes great pick. Charles Cross out of Mississippi State, a lineman. Nobody has really. The Falcons have came the farthest off the marks, but I mean, nobody's stretching the other positions. They're riding the positions that are loaded in this draft: edge, wide receiver, offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm. And
let's talk about
their building.
Like we said, we told you it wasn't going to happen in the first 5 picks.
Randall, you had all the quarterbacks being off the board by now.
I am shocked.
Obviously, the GMs are seeing the same thing here.
We're at pick 9, guys. I wouldn't start patting myself on the back yet.
We didn't call it. It's just sensible. We were thinking.
Somebody is going to think Kenny Pickett is a quarterback. Go ahead, Raj.
I don't. I mean, I didn't call anything. I just think this is a sensible pick. Pete Carroll has always believed in the trenches, starting there first, and they clearly need to do that. Drew Lock's not going to win you anything. They did as well as they could in the Russell Wilson trade. Pete definitely should have left. It is a rebuild, including of the staff. But, I think this is a great pick. They are in full rebuild mode, and this guy will be a bookend for 10 years, it looks like. A lot of mocks had any of those 3 tackles going right here. So I think it's smart.
Jets could go receiver here. Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams and be sitting pretty.
Drake London was projected here to a lot of people.
If you take Jameson Williams, you've got to be willing to say we're not going to see him till October or November of this year, which in the big scheme is nothing. Before we get off the Falcons, I want to go back 1 second, and I want to talk about something. If they recover back and get Calvin Ridley back, that is the first thing fixed in this offense. Do you not agree?
Randall, refresh our viewers and my recollection. Why was he suspended again?
He bet $1,500 on the Falcons.
So he's suspended indefinitely still.
1 year.
What was the mental health concern? What was that about? Was that just a cover up?
Nobody knows.
He was on the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
So is he eligible? Is he eligible week 1, or is it a year from the date when he bet?
I don't know.
I don't think he's
Yes.
eligible week 1. And
Yes,
I don't think he's a locker room guy.
Football season. He'll be eligible week 1, football season.
He just seems so sketchy to me right now. Like with all this coming up, like
You want that dude in your locker room?
This early in his career, I think it's going to be more of a Antonio Brown type diva headache situation, and I don't see him really being someone you can count on as a team. You know, and maybe the front office is looking at that too, and that's why they took a receiver.
All right,
isn't he suspended the entire season through the
Yes.
2022 season?
Yeah.
Yes.
So not till 2023.
He's eligible to come back for preseason 2023.
Wow.
Whoa.
And if it's not in Atlanta, somebody's going to give him a chance.
Well, I mean, that's there's failing a drug test is a dumb test, but betting $1,500 on that's the ultimate no. Like, you can't do that. That's just the ultimate just disrespect for your teammates.
That's what he claims.
Jets pick her in the top of their list. Garrett Wilson, Kyle Moore, Jeremiah Johnson, Jordan Davis, Lloyd, the linebacker from Utah, McCuffey, the cornerback, Aleva, the wide receiver, Williams, wide receiver, Dean, linebacker from Georgia, Kalafas, edge rusher, Purdue. Still seems like the value is at wide receiver, guys.
A lot of value there still.
Robbie, value at wide receiver?
Oh, yeah. This draft is position loaded. So defensive end, tackle, wide receiver. And by the way, how happy are these New York people that the draft's no longer in New York every year and they can get to more fun places like Nashville, Vegas.
All right, Rod, who you're going to give me here at the Jets?
They need receiver. They need DB. They need edge rusher. They need line. Correct me if I'm mistaken. The top 3 linemen are all gone, i.e. Neal and Cross. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
So Trevor Penning's the next highest rated, who's rated 17th.
Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State to the Jets.
You can't go wrong with that. Another great pick. That they needed that badly. Another speed guy. They got Elijah Moore, who's a big dude, and Garrett Wilson can do it all. Again, he can take the top off the defense. This is a guy that you can't go wrong with. Proven on the field with 2 other phenomenal receivers. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And they also signed Uzomah from the Bengals, so tight end solid as well.
Jets draft has been solid, man.
Yeah, Jets.
All right, guys. I'm going to throw something at you. We've got a wild card pick next because I think it's a good football team. I don't know. They have a temporary quarterback position into place. I want to talk about the Washington football team and what they do here. Any thoughts? John Seals, you've been no longer than I have been. John Seals dressing wrong with me. Washington football team, a good young running back, a good young wide receiver, found a tight end during the year, okay up front, freak athlete on the edge. Are the Redskins a couple of players from being contenders? Rod, you're a guy with the depth knowledge, so go with it.
The WFT, it could be Olave, another receiver out of Ohio State, back-to-back receivers. That'd be pretty gangster. Yeah, I mean, they need somebody to help out Terry over there. And, yeah, I mean, this was a team that looked like defensively they'd be sensational. And they end up with, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. They end up being terrible. They couldn't stop the run. Their linebackers are awful. I've considered trading down here. Their secondary is really bad. Kyle Hamilton would be a good pick out of Notre Dame for me. And, McLaurin needs help. Curtis Samuel and De'Ami Brown are not going to cut it. So I'd go Olave or Hamilton.
All right, Jane, how good your Ohio State receiver trade? We have our first trade.
Oh,
Before I
now
trade down,
this
that's what I'm
this
saying.
Very good.
This could be your quarterback. I'm telling you.
They need a quarterback.
They do.
The Saints have traded with the Redskins. And I started to say, I believe this is the longest we've ever went without a trade, Robbie, in
You
the
know
draft
what?
that I can remember.
Goodbye, future.
I could see the
So-
Saints taking Olave here too, trading up.
Michael Thomas is a question mark.
Exactly.
Alvin Kamara's in jail or what facing charges. Don't know who the quarterback is. I guess it's Jameis. The Vikings could use a wide receiver next too.
They
but-
wanted Stingley.
I think this is a wide receiver play. I don't know why the Saints trade up here to
Yeah.
get a quarterback.
I agree.
Unless they just like one over the other. I don't know why you jump this high when it's not looking like a quarterback's coming off the board.
Do we know what they gave up yet? Because
No.
it seems
No.
really stupid.
No, it isn't.
Um,
I think
It
this is a wide receiver play here.
yeah,
Push
I
the
think
Razor
it's Jamison Williams.
It's Williams or Olave.
How good's Michael Thomas? How much treads left on his tires, Raj?
Not much.
Robbie,
Not
that's
much.
one of your favorite receivers for a long time. Can he get back to Pro Bowl level?
Pro
Not
Bowl
those
level,
quarterbacks.
probably not. But I think he's a serviceable. He's a good receiver, and I think if you get a young guy with him to get him more open, then he's a possession receiver, almost like not necessarily comparing actually two extreme comparisons, but you'll get my point. Almost like Chris Carter in his latter years when Randy Moss got there.
Right.
Randy Moss stretched Chris Carter's years by 2 or 3 years because all of a sudden, if you get somebody that can go deep like Jamison Williams, man, all of a sudden Michael Thomas becomes a possession receiver and it becomes a lot easier.
Sure. He was already, a high volume guy when he was healthy.
Williams is the guy you trade up for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, for sure. So I think Thomas definitely in the right setting with a little pressure off of him can still be, pretty damn productive on an offense.
Jameis Williams Jameis Winston can throw the deep ball, and he can. This actually fits if this is the move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
it'll
that.
help Thomas out quite a bit.
It's got to be one of the two. I think it's receiver all the way, don't you guys?
So
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter
I mean,
real fast, and this has been in place according to what I'm reading for the last 20 or so minutes. That the rumors were coming out that Washington was trading back. That
Well,
makes
what's
it
interesting
more-
is how long those picks take. Sorry to interrupt, Randall. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I would think the pick would be in already.
Me too. But Jameson's a guy you trade up for. The other guys, I think, Williams could be a franchise changer. The other guys are solid, Linderbaum and Hamilton, but you got to help out Michael Thomas. We saw what happened when he had no help. He almost died.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the Saints, they trade up, use all 10 minutes. Let's run around the table. Raj, Williamson, is that what you said?
Jameson Williams. Thomas only 29. My bad. I thought he was older.
Here's the trade. 16th overall pick, the 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick to move up 5 spots. That's a lot to move up 5 spots. But
I think it's Williams.
I'd do it for Jameson.
But in years past, to move 5 spots would have probably cost you a 1st and a 3rd. So they're moving cheap. The Saints also made a trade with the Eagles earlier to pick up 2 first-round picks. The Saints are back on the clock in 2, 4, 6, 8 picks.
2 first-round picks?
Yeah, they traded most of their draft.
Yeah, you're right.
For whom? I can't remember.
So now if you get your receiver see what quarterback falls to you if you're so inclined to pick a quarterback.
They traded with the Eagles, Rods. They traded most of their draft. I think their first pick, a second and a third for 2 first-rounders. Now it looks like they've traded the rest of their draft to move up in the draft. So now they have 2 first-round picks to get something done with. And it's I keep saying, I've seen that.
Could it be Pickett? Small quarterback, small hands. They seem to have a guy that did okay there.
I just can't imagine trading up to get Pickett.
It's not going to be a quarterback. This would be the worst. This would be worse than the Bears trade up for what's
Justin
his name?
Fields.
Oh yeah, no,
not Fields.
Maybe they got the
Trubisky.
Texans.
Trubisky.
Oh, that was the worst.
No,
They
the
were-
worst was last
Trubisky
year
was
the Niners trade to get what's his face.
We're about to talk
Yes,
to
that
the
was
world's
horrible.
biggest Niners fan about that trade, ironically, after this trade is made.
There's my boy, dude, Tony G, Huntington Beach High School, graduated with me, much like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Actually played basketball together, although I didn't touch the ball much. And when I did, there's nobody within 15 feet of me. But yeah, class of '94.
That sounds like
Never
you
knew he'd be a Hall of
girls.
Famer.
You're a champion.
Dude, I just never thought he'd be that good. I knew he'd be good. Not that good.
Why Tony Gonzalez making the Saints pick?
You.
Yeah, wait a minute.
And you're a star.
What is that noise? Is that,
And you shine. That's
What's,
what you do.
what's happening?
That's what you do every day.
Somebody's got like some kid noise going on.
are we crossing signals? Wait, did the Chiefs come up? Why? Saints? I have no idea why this pick is being made. You guys are right.
Is there another trade?
No.
Dude is still handsome, man. He crushed in high
Oh,
school.
he's announcing Amazon Prime's first game.
Oh, of
At
course.
Chargers. Chiefs at Chargers, September the 5th on Amazon Prime.
What better spokesperson than an action hero?
Who had the Frozen thing going there? Was that you, Jane?
No, I swear it was not me. I thought it was you, Randall.
I did too. It wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Well-
Cross signals like American Pie 2.
Well, I'm the only one that didn't know it was a Frozen theme, so it was not
I had no
me.
idea it was Frozen. I have a boy.
I'm not even
No
sure
idea
what
what that
Frozen is, but is
Oh,
that the
whatever,
one with
Swiftie.
that's the one with Elsie?
Elsa.
Elsa.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, we're going bad here.
Says the
My-
guy who
my-
likes Taylor Swift.
My goddaughter loves Elsa. That's all I ever hear about.
Tony G. I just went full fanboy, but was my boy. Last time I saw him was Cal USC. I was surprised he remembered me, even though we played together 3.5 years.
I want to get a commercial in right here. I haven't even got.
Hell, Raj, he's already retired. What are you doing still working?
Look at his in
Here we
shape. And I
go.
look like I ate him.
Here we go. Here we go, boys. The Saints pick is in. At pick 11, the New Orleans Saints have taken Chris Olave, Ohio State.
Okay, wide receiver. We were there. We just
Olave.
picked the wrong one. That's a
I
good
had
pick.
Olave or Wilson.
I think a lot of people thought that was the Falcons pick just because he's more of that 6-foot route runner. But
I think they wanted help with Thielen going down for Jefferson. Thielen aging. Can't go wrong for this. They obviously loved their guy and they moved up for it.
well, I think you made a point there, Raj, when you said they moved in front of Minnesota.
All I make is points, but yes, that's what I believe. They
So-
did. You hear noise and they moved up.
Yep. All right. All right, Raj, you feel good about? I mean, Robbie, you feel good about that?
Vikings trade to the Lions. Yeah, I like that. That's what I expected they would do. I like Williams better, but no qualms with that. It's just he's a great receiver also and healthy. So I mean, it's one of those. Yeah, I mean, Williams is more of a risk because even though an ACL tear is nothing in today's medicine, but it still is an ACL tear.
Vikings guy was gone. They traded back with the Lions. Probably got that last pick and some others. They probably wanted him.
Yeah.
Now they traded with Detroit, who moved up to 12. We'll see for what.
You know, could Williams be like a Jeffrey Simmons that falls late and somebody gets lucky and
i.e. Titans?
Yeah, comes back pretty good. So
He's not making it to the Titans.
Now the
Small guy.
Lions
Bad
are
injury.
stupid enough to draft a quarterback.
I think the Lions.
Very true.
Hey, Justin Thomas, I'm going to call you. We got a trade that's in. The Minnesota Vikings, after the trade, will call you. And again, we'll go over how Justin feels a year later about the Niners trading 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance. Want to touch base with that.
I couldn't even remember that guy's name.
So
You may this year, though. He's the guy.
trade was Detroit comes up from – well, Detroit was holding the Rams pick at 32. So you got to think that's involved in this.
Oh, yeah.
I would say to move from 32 to 12, there's going to be a significant cost to this. I just
Don't
saw
they
on
have the
Twitter-
Rams
on
first rounder
Twitter.
or something next year as well for Stafford?
Yes, on Twitter, Michael Thomas.
It's not
run it.
Pickett.
Let's run it, Chris Olave.
Olave.
I'll not say it right or not, but
I don't know
Houston.
why they look so unhappy. They haven't got picked yet. You're about to be a millionaire, though. Just be happy.
The
Aaron
quarterback.
Rodgers was bummed
Yeah.
out, but he was good. That's the
Was
difference.
it? Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so
All those
after we-
quarterbacks look so bummed.
Malik Willis is bounced. He's like, I'm out of here. Let me go put some
It
money
is
on
Vegas,
black real
dude.
quick.
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah,
Money
I'd beat the tables. Be like, can you just text me whenever I'm ready?
Yeah.
Christian University.
I need to take a
Time
break.
to party.
All right.
All right.
Y'all run the show for a minute. I'm taking a break.
Gladly.
I know. I couldn't imagine. Has there ever been a time in Vegas where there's going to be, 64 instant millionaires?
Probably.
I would take my my signing bonus and go straight to the tables. And dude did go from Auburn, a great party town school, to Liberty, an all Christian school with Jerry, right? Jerry started it. So I'd go party if I was, getting shafted. But no, I mean, back to Detroit, what are the needs here?
Everything. I mean,
Say the team, like
Yeah.
all of
yeah,
it?
new ownership. I mean,
Yeah.
They got
Hey,
Hutchinson
For a
early.
GM and a coach.
they've got Goff's the quarterback, and then do they have any good receivers?
I'm on Ross St. Brown, who helped win me my fantasy championship last year.
Yeah.
He came on, but he's a slot guy. They signed DJ Chark. They signed Josh Reynolds last year. Didn't do much from the Rams. Hawkinson, tight end. They need line help. That's for
Hawkinson
sure.
helped me just miss the playoffs because he just went MIA at the end.
Michael Brockers they signed from the Rams, or they traded. Hutchinson's on one side. The left side's horrible. Their linebackers are bad.
Here we go.
Their corner secondary's bad.
Running
Hey,
back.
I just
Robbie,
wanted
you
to
announce it.
They got Deontay or Swift or whatever his name is.
Jamison
DeAndre
Williams.
DeAndre Swift.
Ray Swift.
But I mean, there's no running backs in this draft, though. Really,
They needed speed.
They're not going
They
running
had
back. I'm just saying.
Two big dudes and Chark and Reynolds on the outside, and Amon Ra, who's a monster
Yeah, that's
All right.
big.
on the inside.
Good pick for them.
Yeah, I
They
like
needed
that.
speed.
All right, guys. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
We're blowing everybody up with more than one person talk, and I put us on a 10-second delay to try to get the echo out. But that was the guys from iLogic, and they were just like, "You're just overfeeding, and everything's coming out blurry." So we're going to have to slow down just a little bit, and maybe give everybody a little bit of break between the time we talk. It's not that y'all are doing anything wrong, but we're coming on so fast. We're causing a breakup in the system. So just kind of like make sure to give everybody a little bit of a time span when we talk.
Got it.
All right. Jameson Williams, Robbie, you're not shocked at this, are you?
No, I mean, look, he was, rated 92, 13th overall. This is right where he was slotted. This is a uncharacteristically good pick by the Lions. I like it, and I think you give Jared Goff weapons and see if he can make it happen. Aaron Rodgers has maybe a year or two left, and then Kirk Cousins always is flaky, and then Chicago's young. So I mean, yeah, I like it. I mean, if you're going with Goff, give him weapons.
All right. I think they got the best available wide receiver. They got an elite wide receiver with an injury. Raj, what was Williamson before the injury?
Sensational. I mean, he was on pace to break all of Alabama's records, and look at the Alabama receivers over the last 10 years. Just next level. I think it's a great pick. Like I said, they have Reynolds, Chark, big dudes on the outside. Amon-Ra, who's dad actually started a protein company, and they're all muscular. He's just a freak when it comes to strength. They need speed, and I think it's another setup pick because you get a good quarterback coming in here with those guys. Wow.
All right. I want to bring Justin Thomas in. Let's see if we can get him on now. Justin, are you there?
I'm here, buddy.
You've just seen two trades in the last little bit. I want to go back to last year for a second. Obviously, we just had our third trade in a row. Philly has traded with Minnesota with somebody. I don't know the details, but Philly's now on the clock. The pick's in. Justin, as a San Francisco fan, 3 first-rounders last year for Trey Lance. You're watching this draft without a first-round pick. Do you feel justified it was the right move?
I feel very empty this year. I think next year you ask me the same question. I may have a better answer because he's not proven anything yet. I really kind of thought they were going to lead with him. Then, things changed. And then, I don't know, man. There's some good talent that I'm watching slip through that we need. And with the Debo issue going on right now, it's like, man, what do we do, And I don't know, as a Niners fan, I kind of feel lonesome, It's tough pill to swallow.
Rod, you last year, and we're taking a break here. The trade is coming through the details. The Eagles have made a trade to move up to the next pick. Of course, the Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, famous from last year. You were critical last year of 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance. How does that look a year later?
I didn't – the one caveat was this is a team with very few holes, and the receivers with Ayuk and Debo, Juwan Jennings, they're all big dudes, but, right now they need a kid who sat behind. He can pull a Kaepernick. He can learn. He can not make mistakes. He's very smart, very sound. Defensively, I don't see any holes after they signed Charvarius Ward. I don't know what Justin thinks. I'd like to know, corner is an issue. They have Jimmy Ward at one safety, Odom at the other. So some DB questions, but just like Philly, they had 3 first-round picks and a deep draft and 2 schools of thought. I say stay. They obviously moved up for their guy. But when it comes to the Niners, I can't recall what they don't have in the next few years. But this is a team without a lot of holes, so they can afford to sit back.
Shane, we'll get back to that in just a second. But Shane, the Eagles are a team that thought they were a contender last year. They already have 2 first-rounders. They traded to New Orleans to move up in the pick. Now they're sitting here. They're picking 13th. Then they come back again at 17. To me, it's a team capable of going from also ran to a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I think so. I think they could use a little bit of help in the secondary or offensive line here. Edge rush wouldn't be bad as well. They're definitely. Go ahead.
No, I cut you off, and I'm trying not to, but they were 9-8, dude. They weren't an also ran. They don't have many holes, and I think they had 3 first-round picks, right?
They traded 2 of them. We told you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they traded 2 first
No,
rounds.
I knew, but they had 3 to start with. So
Right.
They were going to make moves. And sorry, go ahead, Shane.
No. They had the cash to do so. The currency to make moves. But yeah, I mean they're a couple pieces away. They're at the right position here in this draft. I think for their needs, there's a lot of options that can really help them get to that next level.
All right, Robbie, your spot-on analysis of Joe Burrow throughout the year this year. I guess you're a quarterback whisperer.
Joe Burrow's a bum.
Joe Burrow's it's Trey Lance. Are we going to be sitting here next year saying we missed it last year and they let him sit and now we see what he can be? Is that going to happen, or are we going to be sitting here with Justin on the phone next year? Going, well, you've set him 2 years now and Jimmy G's still a starter.
No, we're going to be sitting here with him on the phone next year being like, I can't believe we did this. I bet you can't trade 3 picks for a guy who doesn't play Division I football. Who like, look, there's your rare. No, you just can't. No, there's not an exception. You can't.
What about Carson Wentz?
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the trade.
Look, hold on. So you got in that division, LA coming off a Super Bowl. You got Arizona, some turmoil, but still a lot of talent. Now you got San Francisco in the 3-prong, and now Seattle is tanking and rebuilding around you. San Francisco's in the worst position to be in an NFL. You're mediocre, and your stars are going to age, and this project that you traded your franchise for is not going to cut it out, and then boom, in no man's land. We'll see you in a decade.
Also, to one point, real quick, there's something going on there because their best player, Deebo Samuel, is trying to get out.
Yeah.
So something with that front office or culture, there's some
and players know in the locker room what's happening, and they see the future.
We got the pick in. We'll get back to this after we get the pick, and I want to go through. Justin, we'll come to you next. Sorry, y'all. I just want to get the pick in while it's live. The Eagles, what they've done is traded up 2 spots, basically, with the Texans. So they wanted somebody in particular. Looked like they wanted to get in front of Baltimore. So it's somebody they would perceive Baltimore coveted. So they move up 2 spots, and Roger Goodell makes way too much money to be stalling this long. I should have just went ahead. Here's the pick. Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia. Jordan Davis.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. You hear the guy's opinion. Are you going to be here next year? And if Jimmy G starts more than 8 games, are you ready to write this trade off? Where do you sit?
If Jimmy G plays 8 games and you give up everything that you did for Trey Lance, I agree with him. There's something going on in that front office. And I told you last year, I don't trust Jeff York. Now, that was a good sign. We'll see here in the next few rounds if we can address the cornerback situation, because I do feel like that is our host. Now, here's my thing. If Debo, and then they can work this out, I think the dream is over, because I think somebody had a vision with Shanahan and them being able to do things with Debo, Trey Lance, and kind of
I would say kind of like maturing and take some of the roll off with his legs and his arm. But I agree. You know, I told you this last year. I mean, he's not played big boy ball, and he really still has. What, he played 2-3 games last year, off and on, just here and there. And man, and you got what, $40-something million out of Jimmy G. That's killing it both sides. Next contract's coming up. You know, there's a lot of dudes that we've got to sign, and now Debo's acting the way he's doing. You give up draft picks, and you know as well as I do, your rookie contracts is where you make your biggest stride.
Yep.
I'm good at that.
Look at the Bengals. Look at the Bengals right now. I mean, they're set up for success like no other. Tons of superstars on rookie contracts right now. Golly, they're going to be dangerous.
I got a point. Sorry, go ahead. Me or Justin?
Go ahead, Raj.
I think one great show aspect of Rec Spec is we add flavor. Cliff Branch is a Raider legend. We're in Vegas. His two great nephews, Zachariah Branch, 5-star going to USC, and his brother, Zion Branch. The reason why I bring him up, they're Bishop Gorman kids. Zion Branch is a safety going to SC, a 4-star. We just saw him on stage. Brilliant kids who studied extremely hard. That is who was up there for Bishop Gorman, number 5, Zion Branch, and just hardworking, brilliant state champion kids. So I really enjoyed seeing that and the Raider touch. As for this pick, you can't go wrong with him. You know, this is a team that loves big defensive linemen.
I'm going to come back to you on that. Let's finish up with Justin, and then I'll come back. All right, I get everybody. Justin, I won't keep you too long, but it sounds like we're going to be having this conversation again next year, and hopefully we'll have some better answers come next year.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of painful. You know, if we see that this don't work out, then there's a lot of finger pointing. And if you get on the forums and you read people's comments, and some want Garoppolo gone, some don't, some want Lance gone, some don't. They're like, hey, Debo, we got to have him. And here's the thing, we got to have him. I mean, I think we'd have been better off to have been able to pay Debo, kept Jimmy G, and got some draft picks right here myself.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know, I don't know. I like the way the Bengals are set up, like he was talking about. You know, they went and got these young guys. They're cocked and loaded and ready to go. And the problem is we done similar, but we haven't shot the cannon because I don't feel like we got the ammunition loaded yet. And without a leader at quarterback, every week, you know, get on the forums and you read Jimmy G, Trey Lance, and Jimmy G is going to be traded. How would you like to be a leader of a franchise thinking you're going to be traded?
Yeah.
And then your backup is out here. So it's got to play a big role. And we've got to figure out who our quarterback is, run with it. If it don't work, then it's somebody's job, hopefully.
All right, Justin, we appreciate you very much, buddy.
I'll say we'll talk to you next year.
We'll talk next year. And if the Niners get back into the draft today, we'll call you. All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
How about you?
All right, guys. Sorry, I wanted to get that out of the way, but back to your points. Jordan Davis was one of my favorite 3 or 4 players in this draft. And it makes so much sense that they traded up in front of Baltimore. He's a Baltimore-type player.
Sure.
Raj, is that what you were trying to get to when we were talking to Justin? I can't see Raj. Raj is gone. Chang, go ahead.
Yeah. I think they definitely did. They had their guy. He was there for the taking, so they traded up. But back to 49ers for a minute, man. I hope it's Trey Lance that starts. You know, they've got to all that draft capital that they spent. They've got to test the waters and give them a full season to try and make something of that. But there's definitely something going on there. I mean, your star player, Samuel, trying to get out of there. I just there's more than what we know, culturally or management wise.
Agreed. Robbie, were you as high on Jordan Davis, by the way? Kyle Hamilton is finally off the board to the Baltimore Ravens.
Good pick.
Of course, Baltimore makes fantastic picks, as they always do. One of the best run franchises in the NFL. They always seem to get it right. I was high on Jordan Davis. Like I'm saying, look, that Georgia defense was sick. Like they were saying it was one of the best ever. They lose to Alabama, which there's obviously never a shame in that. And then they came back and revenged that loss. No, that defense was epic, man. Those guys are dudes, and that's what Kirby Smart came there to build, is a defense to compete with Nick, and he's done that. No, man. Look, we all know this. We all follow college football. There's no shortage of talent in Atlanta and in Georgia in general. These guys are all studs, and they're all going to be good in the NFL.
I love that pick. I think it's one of the best ones so far. And, of course, Baltimore goes and gets this generation's highest-rated safety since Eric Berry. That fits what Baltimore wants to do. James, I had this guy much higher.
Howie just asked, when's the last time a draft has gone this long with no QB picked? When's the last time a draft has been in this situation with not a high-rated QB?
I'll tell you. I looked it up. I was
going to say that would be my combating answer.
The last time the quarterback class was this bad happened to be when a quarterback went number 1 overall, and it was the Jamarcus Russell draft.
Whew. Ouch.
And you want to know the quarterbacks that year?
Hold on, we got a pick in. Go ahead, Robbie. We're waiting on the Texans.
So the quarterbacks that year: Jamarcus Russell, Brady Quinn, Kevin Kolb, John Beck, Drew Stanton, Trent Edwards.
Okay, at least 2 of those guys had some street cred coming into the draft.
Yes.
Before this draft, aside, a couple of the guys you heard of occasionally, but it just hadn't been that much cred for them.
Which I don't know if we're going to talk about that, if we're going to have time or not, but reading that list, I was like, oh, so that's why LSU won the championship that year. That's a horrible list of quarterbacks.
It's awful. Yeah.
So we have a run, though. Houston, Washington, the Chargers, no way they take the quarterbacks.
It's going to be
Philly, no way they take quarterback. New Orleans could take quarterback. Pittsburgh could take quarterback. Then there's a run of 5, 6, 7 teams that are not taking quarterback. New England, Green Bay, Baltimore, Dallas, Buffalo.
So I think Pittsburgh may take the Pittsburgh quarterback. I think that could be a bit of a situation. Because they play at Heinz Field, the Panthers do. He's familiar with the facilities. It just kind of fits. I still think it's a reach. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are first round, but I could see that happening.
I think if they do take a quarterback, I think it's Malik Willis. I think that fits Tomlin's scheme better, his culture better. I don't think the Pittsburgh guy.
I couldn't disagree more. Willis, he transferred. That's not a Tomlin guy. Tomlin guy is you go somewhere, you commit, and you fight for playing time. I think the transfer thing is Tomlin doesn't play that way.
I don't know. I think he's looking at high upside right here.
So
we'll see.
let's continue the taking local players as the Houston Texans take guard Kenyon Green of Texas A&M.
I was hoping he'd follow the Titans.
And is Raj back yet? Nope, no Raj yet.
Right. Who was that?
Kenyon Green.
Okay.
I had the Titans if he
That-
fell.
yes, that's who I wanted to. That's
Yeah.
where the mock draft. And I was that's perfect.
I would have loved that pick, dude. Run blocker first, pretty decent on the pass, but a high grade on the run blocking, and that's what we are. So I really like that fit there. If he fell, fortunately he didn't. Daggum Texans. They don't know what to do with all their talent. They're going to trade it away next year anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they picked him as a run blocker. And
Well, they can't throw or run right now, so who knows what they're doing?
trade them all. We're trading
guys,
everybody.
We got some breaking news.
Oh,
The
the pick is
Cardinals-
in.
The Cardinals have traded the 23rd pick in this draft to the Ravens for pick 100 and wide receiver Marquez Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood.
The Cardinals have traded pick number 23 to the Ravens for pick 100 and Marquise Hollywood Brown, a big-time receiver. So
He can
now
take the
that'll-
top off for sure. Probably help Kyler Murray quite a bit in this situation. So not a terrible situation for them. Trade.
Raj, did the Cardinals just replace Christian Kirk with Hollywood Brown with that trade? Did
I
you
have
hear
no
the-
idea what happened. I was
Here's the trade details.
tucking in
Raj.
my little one, and
The trade details are the Cardinals have sent the 23rd overall pick to the Ravens for pick 100 and wide receiver Marquez Hollywood Brown.
wow, didn't they just draft Hollywood Brown, and who many thought was a tiny speed guy that wasn't a great fit with Lamar. So interesting. Kind of speechless on that one. You took me off guard. I did not expect this one at all. So if I'm the last to speak, I'd like to hear somebody else first.
Robbie, well, I mean, Hollywood Brown takes the top easy off of defense. Speed.
Well, why'd they get rid of him?
And they traded him to who?
The Cardinals.
Who lost Kirk?
Yeah.
You know, what if net you've just had is Christian Kirk lead Arizona. They had Hollywood Brown to go along with D-Hop and A.J. Green, who they re-signed, and the tight end from the Eagles that they traded for last year.
Yeah, so
Those
the
are all
49ers trade last year just got even stupider.
Fair point.
Explain. Elaborate.
I mean, they're third in the division. They traded 3 first-round picks to be third in their own division.
All right. The other breaking news.
I'm going to be obsessed with this stupid trade for the next decade.
Kyle Hamilton was a great pick. Best football player. One of the best in the draft. Sorry, I wasn't. Wow,
I can already see what's going to happen. The Chargers, who I despise, are going to end up with Jermaine Johnson and
Khalil Mack.
They're just going to get better, and it's just going to sicken me. Like things just fall in their laps.
I know.
By the way,
Those,
trivia question: in the modern era, who's had the best first-round draft that you guys can remember?
is that trivia or just an abstract question that I cannot think
The
of?
Dallas Cowboys.
All right, and what draft are you referring to?
When they got, I think it was Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith in the same draft, or I'll have to look it up. But it was
That's game over then.
It's the Herschel Walker trade where they got all the first round picks. They made.
Oh yeah.
I'll look it up. Go ahead, go around. I'm interested in the Redskins, or the former Redskins, the football team, now the Commanders, traded back. As soon as they got on the clock, they made a pick. Of course, they went to a commercial. So Washington had a plan here. And I'm interested who they moved back and felt comfortable moving back with and taking. So at pick 16, the Commanders are on the clock.
I think they go DB.
Johan Dotson, Penn State. The other wide receiver people I talk about.
He can play, man. He's athletic as heck. John Dotson. Needs help for McLaurin. They obviously liked him the best.
Sure.
They didn't give up a ton. I can't recall what they gave him. Some 23rd and something, blah, blah, blah. If you like your guy, you like your guy. And this dude made a very average quarterback look very good at Penn State. Smaller guy, super fast, a lot of shakes. Good pick. Extremely quick. Whoa. If anybody saw that big paw, just one hand that. Great off the line. Adjusts well.
All right, Robbie.
Good in the air. Woo, good pick.
This guy really wasn't on my radar. Did I miss him, or is that everybody else got him?
I got him, but I also knew that he loved Reggie Bush and wore the number 5 and saw him play a couple times, not in person, but I knew he was very dynamic.
Shane?
Yeah, I've watched him play a little bit in the Big Ten, and guy runs a 4.4. He's pretty quick, little smaller guy. Good hands, super athletic. Can go up and get the 50-50 ball. I think it's a great pick. I have no surprise or no disappointment in that pick at all.
Robbie, the Chargers pick is in.
Oh, it's going to be Jermaine.
He's right. You need somebody to murder quarterbacks. They already have Mac. This guy is a top 5 talent.
Yeah. By the way, Randall,
they already have Bosa
and Emmett were not in the same draft class.
I'm looking it up. Zion Johnson, Boston College. Zion Johnson, Boston College guard.
Well, they got Rashawn Slater last year from Northwestern. They obviously want help to protect an amazing young quarterback. I don't know if dude is in a flood or if that's the style now, but he's missing about 3 inches on his suit at the bottom. I mean,
he's
protecting Herbert. How do you go wrong with that?
That's a reach, though.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's also one of the smaller linemen, and
they like to move.
I don't know how you don't go Jermaine Johnson there. Titans. Titans are up. Oh boy,
they are.
Did we just trade?
Yeah,
I'm way behind.
6'3", 320.
So we better get Jermaine Johnson then.
Oh yeah.
I don't
got to, right?
The Titans are up next.
We have to get Jermaine Johnson.
Are up next.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either that or Trent McDuffie, the cornerback, but he's 5'10".
Malik Willis.
No, there's no
chance.
Oh, no. Well, we might as well cancel the show.
I'll flip this table over.
Right? Tannehill is not much better.
For all the vulgar words that will come out if we draft a quarterback, just end the show.
Yeah, there's not really any other offensive guys I like right here.
Who can change a team?
I really thought
Jermaine Johnson
was going to find his way.
I liked where we were at. I'm not sure what this trade up's for.
It's
got to be Jermaine.
Yeah, if that happens,
AJ Brown.
We got Harold Landry. We got Big Jeff, and then we get
another edge. Does that say AJ Brown was traded to the Eagles?
Yeah, that's AJ Brown has been traded to the Eagles for pick 18 and pick 101. AJ Brown is no longer a Titan. Pick is in. AJ Brown.
I just snorted.
Pick 18 and they receive back.
Are you?
AJ Brown goes to the Eagles.
Excuse me for a minute.
The Titans
Wow.
received
And that's all they got?
18th overall pick and the 3rd round pick. Now,
That's
if they could draft a quarterback here, I might get the meltdown of all meltdowns.
Fingers crossed. This will be this year's Alex Leatherwood times 1,000,000 because we got 2 of them.
A.J. Brown, here's the details again.
There's 2 of them.
A.J. Brown goes to the Eagles. The Eagles send back a 3rd round and a 1st round pick.
Wait, a 1st round this year or next year?
Are you kidding me?
1 1st rounder and 1 3rd rounder.
But is it
this year?
Don't they have another? Oh, wow.
Why would you do this with no receivers on the board?
Is this a locker room issue, though? Like, A.J. Brown seems like we talk about
This is
divas.
why
He's a big me guy.
Receivers are divas.
He's a big me guy, but this is extremely surprising. Maybe they go Devin Lloyd here?
Hey, after the Titans pick, I'm gonna bring in Jonathan Mathis. He's joining us, but we got to get through the Titans pick first.
I mean, Treylon Burks, now this changes everything on what we do. Like, you can't just leave A.J. Brown off the field and be like, oh, we're cool.
Why would you trade a productive receiver unless his contract is coming due?
His contract,
a rookie. Well, they obviously don't believe in paying him. I mean, Julio didn't do anything. This is surprising. I would think if they gave that up, they can get a 1 next year as well.
Well,
am I wrong in thinking that?
Well, I don't get why you do it on draft night where there's so much moving. Like, plan this out beforehand. And
they were talk.
John, we better get him
to the Eagles before the draft. I read this today in a couple of the blogs.
This makes the Eagles really good.
They already had 3 first-round picks, but yeah, they want a productive receiver to help Jalen Hurts. They sure as hell got one.
I mean, what in your opinion, Robbie, I'm going to ask you this. What on the board right now could be a better pick than A.J. Brown to help the Titans right now?
There's not one.
Is anybody hearing a ping?
Yes.
That's me, my damn computer. Every time I get a text message, it pings. So I'm trying to mute myself real quick.
All right.
No, Brandon, I don't see.
Friends are blowing up with text. Sorry. Go ahead.
Jonathan Mathis, if you're watching us, we'll bring you on after the Titans. Let's get Jonathan Mathis.
Wait a minute.
Part of this.
So the Titans get the 18th and they keep their pick, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to go
so they have 2 first-round picks.
Yes.
Trade one more time.
I thought they gave up their first.
It is. They received the 18th overall pick and a 3rd round pick, 101 in this draft. The Eagles receive A.J. Brown.
And the Titans originally have 26?
25. Jonathan
25?
Mathis.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Well,
Hey.
we're in a state of shock, man. We're here just outside of Nashville, and the Titans have just traded A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
Here's the trade.
Right. Yes.
The details of the trade, Raj. I've got it up again. I'm making sure I'm right.
I knew the draft would shake up sometime later, right?
Yeah, we've had 4 trades in a row, or 5 trades. The Eagles require A.J. Brown for the 18th overall pick.
Wow.
And the 101st pick in this draft. The Eagles get A.J. Brown. Jonathan, as a guy that's on the West Coast, are you shocked that Tennessee has cut bait now with Julio Jones and A.J. Brown in a 3-month period?
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to see Tennessee making moves. Guessing they want to get rid of their veteran receivers and look to get younger and find new ways to win football games. It's a little shocking, though, that these trades have come so close together. It's wild. But hey, it's so much unpredictability around all of this. It's crazy.
The Titans may have just saved the day with taking Arkansas wide receiver Treylon Burks Arkansas wide receiver Traylon Burks go to the Titans.
Rookie
All right,
contract
guys.
versus
There
a
you
guy
go.
up for an
Rookie
extension.
contract, you clear up the books and you get younger. You get younger and you're looking to go in a new direction with a new cast of wide receivers. That's the only reason I can think of why they made a move like that one.
All right.
Or a few moves like we just seen. It's crazy.
Shane, you look almost ill right now.
No, okay. So it's just taking a minute to process. Okay. But once I've started really thinking back, I apologize for the beans, guys. I can't turn these daggum text messages off my computer.
I'll
Once
put you on mute till we get through
looking
this.
back, AJ Brown has had some health issues as of late, and he's coming up for some contract issues as well. We're already kind of tight on the cap space. I think this is upper management, seeing equal production some of these younger guys that we can get with cheaper contracts and a little bit healthier bodies. So although I'm shocked and stunned, AJ was one of my favorite players to watch on the Titans. It's starting to make a little sense, if that makes sense, sinking in right now.
I think it really is. They said yesterday, though, or 11 hours earlier, that they were in a good place for the extension. A.J. Brown was going to ask for probably as much as Devontae Adams, who's making, $28.25 million. Tyreek Hill just got $30 million per year. Diggs is considered underpaid at 26, and you got Hopkins. D-Hop is older at 27. I mean, he would have asked for 27, 28 million, and the Titans offered 20, which is a lot considering what they have and what they need. And, in many respects, they got an additional first-round pick for a guy that was originally a second-round pick, I think. Sure, he's productive, but he got hurt a lot.
Right.
And he doesn't seem like the best locker room guy in the world. So the jury is out. This is not as bad, and I was cracking up just because I like seeing all your reactions. But
breaking news.
Not as bad, yeah. And they got both depressed and we're moving towards their roof, and that's
breaking news, guys. Breaking
more?
News. AJ Brown is signing a 4-year, $100 million extension to the Eagles.
They got 25 mil. He wanted $5 mil per year more. Tennessee offering 20 was a reach. So
yeah, AJ immediately signs with the Eagles. So Robbie, this was planned. That's been in the works for a while.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of confused on what the Titans' mentality is. I get the salary cap. You get the same position for much cheaper, and now you can overpay other positions. But I've seen too many Corey Davises, Justin Hunters, what's the guy from Missouri's name? Dorrell Green Beckham. I've seen too many of these high-hyped college receivers come in and not be good. And so while we have Henry and we have an offense and we have a defense, either we're going for it or we're not. And this is just Titans purgatory, which drives me crazy. And so what we're doing now is being cheap, hoping we can beat the salary cap for an unproven commodity over paying a commodity. The Eagles, who are not as good as we are saying we're going for it. They're in a lesser conference and they're going for it. So at some point, we just this is a little tangent. We just asked the taxpayers to pay $2 billion for a stadium, and we're saying, we're going to get rid of our talent. Let's try to rebuild.
Yeah,
all right.
That's basically what they're saying. They're going into a rebuild. It's quite obvious after seeing them, get rid of 2 of their veteran receivers.
I don't know.
If I may quickly, Miami gave up a first and a second for Hill. Devontae was giving up a first and a third. They just got a first and a third for AJ Brown.
It doesn't matter what you
I don't
get;
think
it's what
he's
you
that
do with
great.
it.
I think they need more picks because they have more holes, and he is not irreplaceable.
No, we were the AFC Championship 2 years ago. Blew the first round pick last year, and then now traded away our
now you
best
have two chances.
playmaker.
Is Burks a blown pick? No.
All right, guys.
I mean, they got a lot for him.
We don't know if Burks is blown yet.
I want to get off the Titans for just a second while we got Jonathan. He's in a tight window. And I want to we'll come back to the Titans. But, Jonathan, I did want to ask you. The Chargers go out and get Zion Johnson as the Saints make their selection. An obvious move to try to shore up that offensive line to protect Justin Herbert. Do you like the pick?
I definitely like the pick because, look, you have a promising quarterback. You have found your foundational piece in Justin Herbert, and you have to do whatever you can to, give him the protection needed to be able to, make the plays necessary. And I think it was a great move to get an offensive lineman. Without offensive linemen, without the protection, a quarterback is nothing. So you had to address that need. I like the move. I think it's gonna be good for the Chargers, and I definitely think Charger fans will be content with that because look, you want Justin Herbert to stay healthy. This is the guy you choosing to build around. This is your franchise quarterback, so you got to do everything to make sure he stays healthy, he stays on the field, and that he has the protection to make plays and execute on the offense.
The Saints take Trevor Pennington, the tackle from Northern Iowa. I got a question, and Robbie, I want to get you involved in this. This goes out to both of my left coast guys, Raj, my Vegas guy, and of course my Rams guy, Jonathan Mathis. Is watching the first round of the draft kind of just like watching somebody play a video game for you guys tonight?
So for me, I fell in love with the draft about 10 years ago. I love it. I liked it better when it was Saturday and Sunday all day long, but I love this stuff. Like I just love watching it. I find it hours of entertainment, and I love it.
That's true.
Sorry, they just showed Pickett's girlfriend and his family, and Pickett's girlfriend looks like she just saw her dog run over by the UPS man. I don't know why. That's funny. It's not shade and Freud, but
yeah, it's so much shade.
Dude, you got to be political, bro.
So the Raiders, Raj, let's touch on them just a second while we're kind of waiting for the Steelers pick. They traded their first round pick to Devontae Adams and their second round pick. Do we all just love that? I mean, Robbie, is the Raiders going for it? Is everybody? Did they get? I mean, Devontae Adams for a first and a second seems small. Are you happy with the situation, Raj?
Oh yeah, but again, that's also because with Raider management, I can go back 20 years with horrible picks and one or two decent ones. They can't tank this year because they don't have a first or second round pick, and in the stead they have Devontae Adams, who, in my opinion, is the best receiver in the league. Now he had Aaron Rodgers, but if Carr can sling it, and I mean their first pick is at number 86 in the third. So, like I said, it's more so addition by subtraction. The Raiders cannot tank their first or second round pick, which, praise God, never happens.
Jonathan, I had saw a couple of your shows where you were very complimentary of the Vegas move. I want you to, while we got you for just a second, and then I appreciate you joining us. Maybe we can finish you up in a little bit. Give me your opinion of the Vegas move, and I want to hear, as a Rams fan, what can the Rams do in this draft to get better?
Well, as far as the Vegas Raiders, I think they've gotten better than they were a year ago. Look, let's not sit here and pretend that Derek Carr is such a bad quarterback, because he's not. He's a very unappreciated quarterback, very unvalued. And I think now that he has his buddy who has reunited with him, Devontae Adams, it's going to be one of those years for him. I think they're ready to compete at such a high level in that AFC West. That AFC West is going to be compelling this year. That's going to be probably one of the most watched divisions this year. It's going to be very exciting. I think all those teams are going to finish close in that division. It's going to be a tight race. It's going to be very tense and tight. As far as the Rams, what is there really for them to improve on? I mean, the Rams look like a stacked team as it is right now. You know, Aaron Donald's coming back. You know, Matthew Stafford proved to the world that he's a better quarterback than people made him out to be. You know, they have all the weapons necessary. They have a dynamic wide receiver in Cooper Kupp. I think where they need to get better, though, if there's one place that the Rams can get better, it's in the secondary. I feel like something is missing in the secondary. Now, I know they have one of the best corners in the game, and that's Jalen Ramsey. But Jalen Ramsey needs help out there. You know, I know he can take away half of the field on his own, but they need another safety or another corner, someone out there that can take the load off of him in that secondary. If they do that, I think this Rams team can definitely make a run to defend their title once again.
All right, Jonathan.
They lost their best safety, too. He nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. They did well in free agency, but there are holes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us. I want you to go ahead and thank you. You just got off the air and giving us 15 minutes. Plug your show, and we appreciate you joining us and giving us the West Coast.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. It's great to see all you guys again.
Oh, you'll be back again. You're a West Coast correspondent. Plug your show. Plug everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. You guys take care.
Hey, what's your show on?
What's your show? I want to hear it.
Yes, sure. So you can check out my new show every Thursday nights. I didn't do it tonight because I was with the guys talking NFL draft. But every Thursday night, you guys can tune in at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's Pacific time here on the West Coast. And the name of the show is Speaking with Judgment, hosted by me. I usually have a guest on the show with me every week. And I just, talk about the hottest topics in sports. You guys can find the show on the ASAP Network. It's over at the ASAP Network. You guys can find us on YouTube. You can find us on any social media platform, various platforms. We're all over the place. But YouTube, Facebook, I even believe Twitter. We're on Instagram. Look us up there, and you guys can tune in to the show next Thursday. And you guys can also find me on YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel. It's called The Sports Judge, Jonathan Mathis. I'm a cartoon character. You can't miss it. You can find me there as well.
Jonathan,
I've got like 10 questions for my man, including where does he live? I love the name, but can he pick it? Sorry to
Pittsburgh. I told you, hometown.
Steelers. Where do you live at, bro? Real quick. Where do you live in Southern California?
Jonathan Mathis.
I live near Anaheim. I'm 20 minutes from Anaheim. I'm about 30 minutes with no traffic from downtown LA.
I'm from Huntington, so I know exactly where you're talking about.
Hey, I went to school at Chapman University.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm in Cerritos. I'm in a suburban city called Cerritos.
Cerritos?
Yes.
Tiger Hill, right? No, is he Cypress?
It's near Cypress, not too far.
And I'm Indian, so a lot of us are in Cerritos, man. But that's another day. Appreciate your contribution. Speaking with Judgment is a great name, better than ours.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend, and we will see you next time. Appreciate you again.
Thanks again for having me. It was a pleasure. You guys take care.
Thanks, man.
Dodgers.
Yes, go Dodgers.
Jonathan Mathis joining us for the West Coast. Oh, we
my new best friend
back off the board.
I know. I called it Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh.
Pick 20. You did. I thought they might reach for Willis here, but yeah.
Rob, is there a conspiracy theory going on? Is this about storylines and marketing and the NFL making more money here?
I'm kind of sensing that, like I said, like I really didn't think Willis the transfer. I really think that's a red flag for these NFL coaches. Like, go to a program, stick it out, and play.
All right, guys.
Trubisky couldn't lead that team.
Unless somebody trades up, this is the only quarterback going in the first round. We just had a trade up as the Kansas City Chiefs just traded up to the next pick. The new order are the Chiefs, the Packers, the Ravens, the Cowboys, Buffalo, Tennessee, Tampa, Green Bay, New England, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. All right.
I need a speed guy.
How about
Detroit? Detroit picks 32nd.
Detroit traded that pick.
Wait, they traded?
They traded that pick to Minnesota.
Kansas City pick is in. They need speed on the outside. They couldn't pay Hill. So where do they go? Mechie?
And also,
John Mechie still there?
At the bottom of at the half hour, we're going to take a 2-minute break.
I'm not thinking Mechie's not eligible, is he? He's still
he's not.
He's still in Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think he's old enough.
I'm trying to think of a speed guy that's left. The receivers are all
Uh,
gone.
They should get Jermaine Johnson. Like, I'm not sure why he's not off the board.
Guys,
They need help on the outside.
Is still out there, and that's
Calvin Austin III from Memphis. Little
Christian
smaller
Watson,
dude.
Sky Moore. Wait,
Sky
Mechie
Moore.
is eligible, isn't he? I think he is. George
Yeah.
Pickens, another great receiver.
Mitchie's eligible.
Yeah, Calvin Austin, Wandale
Calvin
Robinson. Jermaine Johnson is easily the best available.
right,
They
guys.
paid a lot for Frank Clark. We'll see what's up.
all right. Here we go again. Let's. I gotta turn the delay on. I'm gonna be gone just a second again. So y'all just talk through the pick. I'll be right back.
I'm still a little confused what the Titans are doing. Like I get it. I get the replacing him with a lesser salary. But don't you do that ahead of time and get that pick and then use that pick as leverage and see who wants it, who doesn't want it?
I think this was potentially a done deal before the draft.
No, I get that.
Girlfriend in the green, though, this is more important. Just rip the terrible towel from some dude in the red who looks like an uncle just to wave it on national TV. This dude doesn't call the shots. She does. Sorry, I just had to comment on that.
All right,
Hilarious.
the delay's back on, so let's spread it out just a little bit, and we're back good.
But
All right,
so
go ahead.
if I'm the Titans and I want that pick, and now the rumors is I'm picking a quarterback and Pittsburgh's behind me and I already have it, then I start negotiating. I just don't get if it's a done deal, and obviously it was because the contract was already in play. Give me the picks ahead of time, then let me play with them then. Don't do it all on draft night where there's 10 minutes between picks. Like, I want the leverage ahead of time.
Don't
And-
disagree with you.
And for our fan base, it's already pissed off about a new stadium.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is entertainment and somewhat of a television show at this point. There's a lot of these deals already done and made, especially in the first round. Top 20 pretty much solidified before the draft happens. So you got to look at that aspect of it as being still entertaining and dramatic. Only the NFL could pull these kind of ratings
It's
on
got to be in.
another championship
Trent,
night.
If it's anybody other than Jermaine Johnson, I'll be shocked.
Me
Trent
too.
McDuffie. I've already been saying it. Trent McDuffie, quarterback, Washington, is the pick.
Oh, color me shocked.
Is there a red flag that we're missing about Jermaine Johnson?
He was very unproductive in a not good program. I mean,
Are you sure about that?
yeah,
Is
I thought he had like 11 or 12 sacks last year in a crappy team.
yeah.
his measurables, I guess, what rates him so high?
He came on at the last minute. I don't know. I think this is a
He had a
steal.
good combine. He had a good
Yeah.
combine, though, right?
This
He's
is
a
the deal
freak.
with McDuffie.
He had 12 sacks, I think. McDuffie's a great covered corner. Don't get me wrong. They lost Ward. I just thought they'd move up. That was defensive end. It was one of their biggest needs. Not a bad pick. He's a first-round grade. A great covered corner. People say he's small, but he's physical. He has great hips. He tackles. As you can see, he'll put his head down. Not a bad pick. I'm shocked it wasn't Johnson.
So, guys, the story of the night to me is the Titans, and they're coming back up in 5 picks. Do we see? I mean, I think this is. I want to throw this at both the Titans fans, and I'm not, but when Atlanta let Julio go last year, when they made some moves that you went, okay, I understand we're in a rebuild mode. Can pick 25 be the point in Nashville where the state fans go, we're in a rebuild mode?
The kid in the middle on McDuffie's families.
I mean, we can't be in a rebuild mode because we have Derrick Henry. I guess now we have unknown receivers, but Tannehill, regardless of what Raj says, is a good quarterback. Now if the Titans flip around and get Jermaine Johnson or Daxton Hill, somebody to help the secondary, maybe Andre Booth, possibly. But now if they go and pick someone like Malik Willis, then yeah, they are in rebuild mode, and it's just forget it. And so this second pick of the first round is going to tell a lot on where the future of the franchise, what they see of the immediate future.
All right,
What are their
so
biggest needs? Wait,
you're getting
now
a new
Green Bay.
stadium. You're getting a new stadium in 3 years. Is this not the point you want to rebuild?
I mean,
No.
why are we trying to rebuild when we have a small window to win it? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like we're the Detroit Lions or, no offense, but the Atlanta Falcons where
But the Falcons were in the Super Bowl. We're in the NFC playoffs. Right.
The Titans have been in the playoffs 4 years in a row, in the
Fast and
AFC
the
Championship
Furious.
2 years ago.
And the
Yeah.
Falcons were in the Super Bowl, and they were in a rebuild mode 2 years afterwards. I'm getting you. This is the same window.
No, I understand.
Why are we measuring internet wieners? Like, neither is
there's a
a
point.
great team, but Green Bay is up and they need receiver.
Yeah.
No,
whatever.
I'm just saying, the more I've sat here and thought about it,
I think they're building for the stadium. That's why I keep going after.
I don't think it's building for the stadium. I think
They got
AJ Brown, his health issues and contract, he wanted $25 million a year. I think that posed a problem. And I feel like with the trade with Robert Woods, you kind of get a little older version of AJ Brown. And I think they can kind of keep the same team and maybe, hopefully have this new wide receiver step up day one. So
They got nearly the same as Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams for that guy. I thought they did pretty well.
I think it was not I was obviously shocked, and I had to go off camera for a minute.
Aaron Rodgers has got to be so furious.
I know.
more
I'm just waiting for somebody to finish
in.
talking.
We got a pick.
I think this is the second biggest story. The Packers take linebacker Quay Walker from Georgia. Now, they do have another pick coming up in 5, but you've traded Devon. That was the Raiders pick. That's the Devontae Adams pick. So, Quay Walker, Georgia, great player, Robbie.
This is a F.U. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's a great player. It's a good pick, but Aaron Rodgers got to be like, what in the holy heck? did y'all just do again?
They were like, Aaron, we can pay you, but we're gonna have to dump the entire offense.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it. That's how narcissistic that guy is. He didn't care.
They just lost though. Not Ladarius, the other dude, like just a great producer. So, but yes, it is a total slap in the face to Rodgers.
So the deal for Tyreek Hill, so we don't get confused, was a first, a second, a fourth, and a sixth. The deal for AJ Brown is a first and a fourth.
Adams was what, a first and a. AJ Brown isn't near the class as those guys.
Nowhere near it.
Plus,
so
health concerns.
We're saying they got similar return though.
So,
his third.
Oh, you're right. I think they did great.
His third year, and he's already having trouble staying on the field. I'm playing the little devil's advocate here after that trade, trying to see the other side of it, and I'm starting to kind of make sense of it somewhat, or at least telling myself that for now. Maybe it'll help me sleep better.
Well, and so it's a to be determined. And so my thing is, I don't like to take risk when I know what I have is good. So like, if I go to the restaurant, I eat this. If I have a meal I like, I eat the same thing because it's good. So if this guy, and he's good in college, if he can't break away in the pros, then all that money you just paid Derrick Henry and they can stack the box, then that's all weight and everything's a waste. And so
but you're also banking on that restaurant to have that favorite meal available every night. And
Applebee's
when you show up, it's just not available. When you show up and you're excited.
No, he's been hurt. He hurt his last year. The year before that, he played almost every
game.
That
was the second year. I would hope
so out of 3 years, he's been injured one.
Green Bay, by the way, lost to Darius.
Pretty early.
Super
for
productive.
a wide receiver.
As for the Titans, I would have loved to see you guys suffer just because it would be hilarious. But I think it was extremely sensible. They got younger. We'll see what happens. It's a guy can be in there 5-10 years. Super athletic.
Can be.
Save them. They're not going to pay $25 million for Homeboy. I thought it was smart.
You don't have to.
Robert Woods is the older version of AJ Brown right now. I mean, I'm telling you,
he's got better hands and smaller, but they got a 6th-round pick for him. Even though his health concerns, that's a great trade. Yeah. One of the best.
All right, guys, coming up, and we got about 30 more minutes. Do we want to take a break here, or we want to wait till the end of the draft? We're set up for 30 more minutes.
I'm going to do a drink break anyways, so
let's take a 2-minute break and let me run the ads, and everybody go on mute or the camera off so we can run the ads clean. So mute.
Can you take me off screen? Because if I go mute, I'll have to redo it again, or camera off.
Everyone, we're taking a little break on this draft day edition. We want to thank some sponsors, and I got to pull the ads up. So sorry about that. I thought I had them pulled up, but let's run through these ads one more time.
This is Duke Ralston with MarionCountyMessenger.com, and you're watching the NFL Draft, recklessly covered by reckless speculations. Follow.
And this ad is from Robbie Davis, as you saw, one of the members, asking you to support Davis, Kessler, and Davis.
By DavisKessler.com, DavisKessler.com.
Robbie Davis, a member of our crew, always support him.
May 21st at Songbird Foundation, Dalton Davis with River City Media's own favorite, Camden Smith. Folks, if you have never been out to see Camden, or it's your first time to see Dalton Davis, get out on May 21st, Songbirds, for this great show. Dalton Davis, Camden Smith. It'll be one great night of country music. Reckless Speculation, River City Media, would like to thank our special sponsors tonight, Around to It Lawn Care. Call Dylan for a free quote. At Songbirds, May 21st, Dalton Davis, Camden Smith. Go out and see them. For your legal needs, call our friends at Davis, Kessler, Davis. Always on the spot. For news, follow our friends on Marion Messenger on Facebook. See Duke, Randall, latest updates, news, and weathers for around the area. River City Media, the sponsor of tonight's show. C&W Construction, Middle Tennessee's finest construction company. And Guitar Lessons by Zach. If you need them, go get them.
This here is the Grim Reaper, and you're watching the NFL Draft, recklessly covered by Reckless Speculation. Tune in Saturday nights at 10 Central Time and 11 Eastern for some Southern Fried Horror with Tennessee Macabre. You can catch us on ITV Chattanooga on your Roku. Listening to Reckless Speculation Draft Special. This is Dylan Epperson with Around to It Lawn Care. Don't have time to do it, we'll get around to it. Just ask around, the best in town. Give us a call today for a free quote at 423-290-6983.
All right, guys, if we can start rejoining here. I did lose Raj. Raj, you're going to have to rejoin the stream. So I did lose Raj. Robbie and Brandon can start back on. That would be good. And start reassembling the team here as we've had a couple of picks.
Hi, everybody. This is Randall from Reckless Speculation. I know if you follow us on Facebook or if you follow my personal Facebook, you've seen what great progress my daughter has made with her guitar lessons. I'm going to highly recommend you contact Zach Ward. Zach Ward on Facebook or contact through me. Contact Zach for any kind of lessons for kids to adults. If you need a reference, call me anytime. It's Zach Ward Guitars, where your children can learn a lifetime hobby.
All right, everybody. As we wait for Robbie and Brandon, there's Robbie rejoining us. Raj, you somehow got removed from the stream. Please rejoin. Everybody come on back in. It's time for us to start wrapping the night up. Let me let Raj know to add back to the stream. Raj, if you're not listening, I'm going to text you. But Brendan, we've had a couple of picks since you've been gone. And to be honest with you, I hope you have them because I missed the last two picks running commercials. I know the Cowboys are on the clock and the Florida cornerback went off. Who took the Florida cornerback? You're still muted.
Buffalo.
Sorry. No clue. I was down trying to put my daughter to bed as well. So sorry.
All right, I was running a couple of ads. Robbie, I see it now. The Buffalo Bills have took the cornerback out of Florida. The Buffalo Bills may be the team that's most closely – I think they might be my Super Bowl favorite. The Cowboys are on the draft, but we have the Ravens and the Titans in the next two picks. It could be interesting.
Randall?
Uh-huh.
I'm getting a little worried now that we might see Malik Willis to the Titans.
I think it's a possibility.
And
I might have to leave the show if that happens.
I did get some details of the AJ Green contract, and it was $57 million guaranteed. No matter what, 57
Yeah,
million,
yeah.
100 million
What-
over 4 years.
You know, but what that means legally is that's a $57 million contract. That's it.
Right. Right.
Like, don't worry about the big number. It's the guaranteed. So 4 years, 57 million. If I'm the I'm the Titans. I like that number.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's these quarterback. Who's it? Jim Haslam blew it up with Deshaun Watson's.
Yeah, 230 guaranteed.
Like, that's the game changer now.
Well, guaranteed money.
Yeah, like that was.
Sorry, go ahead, Robbie.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, for a guy who may be suspended for who knows how long, it's like, but yeah, that's what ruined the contract. That's the new salary cap problem now. Is this fully guaranteed money for the owners? Good for the players, bad for the owners.
Raj, if you're listening, I need you to rejoin the stream. You're off of it. Shane, how many texts did you get when they traded AJ Brown?
I haven't counted or looked at them yet. I had to put my phone or go to the ear pods so you guys couldn't hear the dings on my computer.
It was a lot.
It's got to be, let me look right now, 78 right now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
I will
it's crazy.
say,
Even my wife is like throwing fits down there.
well, I text you guys and I during the break, and I was like, oh no, I was like, if Clay Travis agrees with me, then maybe I'm wrong.
I haven't looked at anything yet. I've got so many to go through.
So Clay Travis tweeted, Titans are clearly in rebuilding mode. Might as well cut Tannehill or buy Tannehill or something like that. So I'm like, well, if he's agreeing with me, then maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you can't get rid of Tannehill. That's been the biggest problem. He's guaranteed to us. I think next year we might be able to get rid of him, but
you've got one more year with him.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, again, kind of staying at home, take Tulsa's offensive lineman, Tyler Smith. The Cowboys do one of the better jobs taking out linemen in every draft. They always seem to be building.
So, hey, so let me just throw this out here. Is what we're seeing, is this a more macro issue in society and these young kids? Like, you heard Deebo Samuel saying he misses the East Coast. Are they drafting closer to home and maybe reaching a little bit more to make these kids happier who are more immature, more social media driven? Is that coming to play at all, do you guys think, or am I just reaching?
I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah, there's got to be some psychology to that for sure. I mean, this is a whole new world we're living in.
We've seen a lot of teams pick hometown,
demographically chosen picks based on that. So, and you brought it up. It's such a good point you brought up before the first pick even happened. But you've been spot on, man, and that's a great take on this draft, because we're seeing it unfold that way. I think there's a lot to do with that. Now, kind of, it's a different breed of kids these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, and with the transfer portal, I mean, you look at, like, if you're unhappy, you just leave, and it's like, hey, can you get them closer to their family to where their go home place is within distance? They come back to work.
I can't even imagine being in a front office at this point in time and trying to assemble a team, a competitive team in the NFL right now with this. So kudos to them.
I tell you who is loving what's happening with the quarterbacks. All of those quarterback needy teams who are now at the top half of that second round, you get value now out of Desmond Ridder in the second round or Carson Strong in the second round. And if I'm the Falcons, I'm now saying, well, I've got 2 second-round picks. is this where I go get a quarterback of the future in the second round with Desmond Ridder or something like that?
Houston sitting pretty, Detroit sitting pretty, and Seattle sitting pretty.
A lot of those teams we thought was going up to get one of those quarterbacks now are sitting in the back half of that second round.
Seattle has 40 and 41.
I'm just not in love with these quarterbacks at all, and I don't think there's any value there. Like, if you get them in the 6th round or something, yeah, maybe you get a little value. Second, third, I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna stand
second
on that.
round quarterback, I feel like Desmond Ridder is a second round quarterback. He is a highly productive but flawed quarterback, and that's what you're going to get.
So, question is, do you think he is equal to or better than an Alex Smith?
I don't know, because remember, Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. There's not as much that number.
It's true.
That number not being first beside your name gives the coach
Tom Brady's an anomaly.
But it's not when you start thinking about, Kirk Cousins was a 5th round pick. You can find starters back there a little bit.
He's an anomaly. Combined with Belichick's knowledge and what he was able to learn in NFL and going behind Bledsoe, I mean that's an anomaly. You're not going to find that.
Kurt Warner was an unsigned free agent.
Right? No. Randall, you're confusing unsigned gems with this age college football quarterbacks. In college football now, the coaches call the first read, and you throw the ball to that read. In the NFL, they take that away from you. And so you actually have to read defenses. That's why it's so tough for college quarterbacks to come in.
I think it's just of so much value not to have that 1st round draft pick by your name in the NFL. I feel like it's a curse almost.
Well, it's a lot of pressure alleviated.
Well, I mean, so like Mac Jones was a 1st round pick. He's got a first by his name. He went to a good franchise. Aaron Rodgers, 1st round pick, went to a good franchise. If you go to Joe Burrow may be the best success story that we're seeing, taking that franchise to a Super Bowl in 3 years. That's amazing.
All right, guys.
You take Stafford, went to the Lions, sucked for 12 years, goes to the Rams, wins it all. It's your franchise.
And the team around you, too.
Yeah.
It's all relative. The right system, for sure.
The Ravens are back with a pick, and the Titans are next. Rod, you better get back on here. You got to be here for the Titans pick.
The Titans have picked 3rd overall 3 times. We got McNair once, we got Vince Young once, and we got Mariota once. I think Mariota probably later on.
1 for 3.
Yeah, 1 for 3 in that top 10 draft picks. Oh, no, we got Jake Locker, too. 1 for 4.
Yeah.
1 for 4. And we took a Dory. Was he – or no, Corey Davis was 5th.
Yeah. I was talking about just quarterbacks. Though.
1 for 5. No, I'm talking about top 5 picks.
Yeah.
All right. So, where are we going here, Titans guys?
God bless. Please go O-line. But
no, I think why is Jermaine Johnson not off the board? If not him, though, I like Daxton Hill from Michigan, the safety, or Nakobe Dean.
They did lose. I don't know. I'm confused at this point. All right. I think I will have a better understanding what the Titans' plan is after the next pick.
They draft a quarterback.
It literally Randall, have your fingers on the mute buttons if we pick a quarterback. Just mute. Just real quick.
I've got it.
I might flip this table right here. I'm sitting at.
The Ravens are picking right now.
And what are the,
Oh,
they're
that
gonna
was there's the Ravens take Tyler Linderbaum, who was my Titans pick all the
center.
way through the week, the center. And the Ravens, I was just about to say, is the Ravens going to steal my Titans pick and Tyler Linderbaum, a true center, which the Titans could have used? Oh, wow.
Now it's almost all defense, so maybe Booth Jr. or Hill or Johnson.
I would not be mad at Johnson if we took that.
Yeah, for whatever red flags he's showing, I mean, I don't get it, but
It's value now. It's definitely value.
I know him and Landry and Simmons could be pretty daggum good.
It's value. All right, guys, we're going to wind it down after the Titans' next pick. And let Robbie, I know he's got early morning work tomorrow. It's getting close to 11 o'clock hour.
well, I mean, we're so close to 32. We might as well just stay with it.
All right. I'm okay with it. 240.
Titans trade the pick.
26 coming up.
No, we traded the Jets.
The Jets are on the clock. Yes, the Titans go. This ain't a quarterback for sure. Where did the Titans move to? The Titans moved to the third round pick or a second round pick here. Interesting.
Well, we didn't have a second round, so
I know
Why would you not pick Johnson?
I guess they feel pretty good on the D. I mean, we could use a little bit of cornerback depth.
Let's see what they
I'm
get.
not so worried about edge rusher.
Let's see what they get for the trade.
Johnson would have been nice for sure. Where is Raj?
I don't know. He got knocked off the stream, and I haven't seen him back. I keep texting him. I went to mute him, and I hit the stream and accidentally knocked him off. I want to see what the Titans got for that pick. At least I hope they got like a second and a third, or a second and a fourth. Oh, good pick. The Titans trade their 26th and the third round 101. They get, this is a nice deal, a second round pick, a second round, a third round, and a fourth round. They move back to pick 35, and they rebuild.
Second, third, and fifth.
Yeah, they rebuild that draft a little bit, room.
I like that. I like that.
It's currency, baby.
But I would like Jameis or Jermaine Johnson better, but he may still be there the way this is going.
Who knows?
I mean, there's first round talent still, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 first round talents according to ESPN, and there's only 6 picks left. And so 35 gets that first round talent in the second round.
Yeah.
That's math.
Who do you see the Jets taking here? Is it Johnson?
I think so.
I mean, they need help a little bit everywhere, right?
I mean, I don't know who you trade up for. I mean, you're not going to draft a quarterback, I don't think.
God bless.
Hey, Raj actually has got phone problems. He won't be back tonight. Hold on. Let me see. He may be able to join us for just a second here. Raj, I was just telling everybody you got phone problems, or if you may not be able to rejoin us. Is that all right? You can come back in for a couple of minutes.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
All right. The Titans just traded their pick, by the way. It saved us a bunch of drama.
Oh, so they are more or less thinking of the future.
They moved back to the second round and picked up a third and a fifth.
They're just trying to get us on the show for tomorrow too.
Doesn't
I think
necessarily mean we're thinking for the future rebuild mode.
They probably think
they're
can
adding
get
picks, man.
Malik Willis back there at second
It's
round.
currency.
I don't think they're necessarily literally building for the future, as obviously their front seven strong, their line and running back is amazing. But, you know, it's always a delicate balance, and they have a lot of opportunities now.
The Jets, Jets, off of the Titans pick is in pick number 26. Up next is Tampa. Could Tampa be in a role for a quarterback? Jermaine Johnson II, Florida State.
Oh,
What a
Tennessee
great
could have had
pick.
him. Man.
What a great pick. The
Obviously,
Jets are
Tennessee didn't want
killing
him.
it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the Jets' third first-round pick. I want you to call off the Jets draft and tell me.
That's three. That's three draft picks and three picks in the top 15 rated prospects. That's a damn good day.
That's
Absolutely.
an Alabama recruiting class.
5 stars for sure. Sauce Gardner, to recap, I was thinking of the Giants got Evan Neal.
Garrett Wilson.
And now Jermaine Johnson.
Yep. Also,
That's
another
a team
trade,
that got a lot better.
the trade on the board, the Tampa Bay has traded their pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who move up 2, 4, 6 spots. So Jacksonville gets back into the first round with a second pick. Tampa slides down to the second round. Jacksonville is on the clock.
Robbie, sorry if I may, why are there so many trades, do you guys think, in the latter half of the first round? To me, it's about draft needs. Obviously, the phones are extremely busy, which is very interesting.
Well, I think it's because you have 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 27, 30, all still on the board. Clearly, the teams that have already drafted don't need them. So let's move back and let's wait for them. If we can get in the early, I think that's what the Titans did. Let's get back to 35 and grab some more picks, and they're going to keep falling because everyone's passed on them already.
So let me throw a thought out to you. It means the draft is not elite, but it's deep. And I think that's the way we felt about this draft. It's not elite, but it's deep.
Well said.
Yes, absolutely. The more picks you have in this draft, which goes back to my premise of why San Francisco screwed themselves last year. But
not a lot of holes there, though, but the window's closing.
I keep waiting for one of these teams, Seattle, Houston, Atlanta, someone to move up out of the second round to grab Malik Willis. I'll be honest with you. Because I cannot believe he's going to last through the first round.
Randall, you are the guy at the damn gas station buying the Powerball ticket and being like, I keep waiting for this number to hit.
Come on.
Hey, I got money bet on this. I'd at least get a push with one more first rounder.
These quarterbacks aren't any good.
There's not many people left where you're going to mortgage the future to jump up for. I mean,
but you're not mortgaging the future now.
We don't know that, what they have to give up. We don't know.
Right now, it looks like it's about a third or fifth. I'm telling you, the trades are really – I'm shocked by the price of them.
Hell, Green Bay may draft him just to piss Aaron Rodgers off more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trades amongst teams that are within 3, 4, 2 picks of each other. Jacksonville doesn't belong down here with these teams. But, yeah – who is the next team that really needs a quarterback, or
Houston,
somebody that can sit behind and learn? However, Malik Willis has a very specific skill set, so I don't think he fits in every scheme. So I agree, it's very interesting. Whoever moves up is going to really want him.
It is a value pick almost now at this point.
Based on grades.
I mean,
So-
there's no value for a quarterback unless you're Sean Payton and want to use Taysom. Like you either got to groom. He's either got to be the person to take over, or you don't need him. Like you can't be like, oh, hi, this is a great change of pace running back. That's not how quarterbacks work.
But you're not paying the elite player price that you would at 10 or 11.
Brandon, you're on mute.
Sorry, thank you. I was going to say we're conditioned in this draft to get blinded by, quarterback. This is one of the worst quarterback classes we've ever had. So when you talk
about the quarterback,
like 5th, 6th round, like if you can get a Malik Willis or a Desmond Ridder that late, I think that would be value. Anything above that, it's not really value. I think it's a wasted pick.
I wish that I had. Hey, if you find someone that looks at you like Randall looks at Malik Willis, then you marry that person in a heartbeat because he's the only person that is beating his drum.
He used to look at Butch Davis like that.
I will tell you, the best quarterback in this draft is not even
brick by brick.
I am still a member of the Carson Strong's the best quarterback in the draft. And we're not going to see him.
Is that the Cincinnati quarterback?
Sam Howell or Carson Strong or Desmond Ridder, I take over Malik Willis.
Ridder is a guy that if he goes to a great team.
Oh, Matt Corral.
But Ridder is a guy that doesn't make mistakes.
No,
and in the right organization, he will do very well. Yeah, Carson Strong, not Matt Corral.
Who the hell?
The North Dakota State guy. Basically, Carson Wentz.
Don't get me with this again this year.
I thought you were referencing him earlier when you were talking about the D.
He played
guys, it. But yeah,
no, that's what I was talking about. Trey Lance
did.
And that is debacle.
Wait, yeah, Lance, same schools, right? They're all North Dakota State.
No, we're hyping up the Alex Smith of the NFL like as a value pick in the 2nd or 3rd round. Come on, guys.
Where did Alex Smith go?
Utah. Number 1.
What pick was it?
Number 1.
There you go.
Yeah, and that was stupid.
There you go. To my point.
Now at pick 27, you can get Alex Smith.
And you know who picked Alex Smith number 1?
In retrospect, would you take him now at pick 1?
No, I would have took Aaron Rodgers at pick 1.
Yeah,
didn't go for 28 other picks. Aaron Rodgers was drafted right here, guys. I want to remember, Aaron Rodgers was picked right around here.
I get 23rd, I think.
He slid down, and it was value.
The probability of finding your Aaron Rodgers or your Tom Brady mid to late rounds is very low, especially nowadays. Everyone's pretty much graded pretty closely to what their talent is. Now,
this is the grooming period. The good teams groom period.
That's exactly. This is the best thing can happen to these quarterbacks.
Now, if you can't complete 70% in college, you can't be an NFL quarterback.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have taken.
Strong had a great receiver too. Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd.
He's a player, dude. He really is a player. They just lost Miles Jack. He's a guy that really makes plays. Very sound, very big, does both, covers and can stop the run. Good pick.
According to your love for Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker is a pretty solid left side of your defense or right side of your defense.
Oh, yeah. They did well.
Yeah, Jack
did very well.
So Green Bay's up next. Does anybody know a receiver out there that hadn't been took? Because if they don't take them, it's going to be the shock of all shock.
I mean, the next highest receiver is Christian Watson from North Dakota State or Sky Moore from Western Michigan.
Don't get me started. Don't get Rob started.
Moore, I love. Hold on just a minute.
Rob's, what's your take on Western Michigan and North Dakota State?
Oh man. They have a good player every once in a while. I think they're awesome. But look, you can't play in the back of the first round like this. Like you can't go to the second round because you might as well trade down. You don't want to pick at 28 and pick a 38 ranked player.
So now, I agree.
So now Green Bay, they should go safety. They should go Daxton Hill right here. Get a safety, help Aaron Rodgers on defense, or Nakobe Dean still out there.
What a player.
This is the same solution that saw him quit last year if you take another defensive player.
I mean, the
pick is in.
I mean,
again, they lost to Darius
Is George
Smith.
Pickens gone? Is Pickens gone from Georgia?
No. And a lot of people love that kid.
That would make a lot of sense.
A lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Or Sky Moore, who I really like.
But Pickens proved it against great competition. 6'3", 200-pound guy, big receiver. Rodgers loves him. Smart kid from what we hear. I mean, I think if it were me, that's the pick I would make, but obviously none of this is me.
There were definitely some on-field issues, stupid things that he did too.
He did do that, but can Rodgers check him? Rodgers is going to say yes because he's the most narcissistic player, arguably in the history of the NFL. But if anybody can handle this kid, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Hell, Rodgers may retire after this draft.
Well, at least he's got a year with him. And then Jordan Love.
And then finally, we're going to hear from the New England Patriots.
Who? That's
the
still
New
a
England
franchise?
Patriots. So the next pick, Green Bay, New England, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Minnesota.
I may be sleeping and showering in my office tonight and tomorrow.
I tried to get you off at 11.
Nah, man. So we keep going. This is what separates us from others. Rec spec. It's not sound commentary.
Yeah,
It's,
we don't half-ass that. We don't do a quarter of the first
Yeah.
round or half the first round.
I can tell you right now, tomorrow morning, when the Titans trade A.J. Brown, we'll be on TikTok. So that I've got to stay up and do that tonight.
I'm very surprised that Trent Baalke, the horrible GM that was a GM in San Francisco that let Harbaugh, among countless others, go, has made very sensible picks for Jacksonville. I'm very surprised by that.
The pick is in for the pack.
I think Pickens is the guy.
Kawhi Walker from Georgia was the first pick. Did they go Georgia?
They lost to Darius Smith, so they needed a playmaker in the middle on defense. Do they go offensive line to help protect the old man? But Lazard, Watkins, and Cobb are not going to do it for 3 receivers.
Won the NFC North 3 straight years.
I'm a little upset they don't actually take the card to Roger Goodell and hand it to him. And
They used to, but it's Vegas, man.
Yeah, but
It's like it's magic. Sure.
So on my TV,
I missed that.
The guys on there explaining, they're showing the coach record. This either is going to be the wide receiver or Green Bay just done something so stupid that they had to break in, and the guy has to explain what's about to happen.
They need secondary help also. They drafted Rashawn Gary for the middle of their defense.
I think it's
a few
Andre
years ago.
Booth Jr.
That's a good
Sorry,
pick.
Raj. Sorry.
No. All I do is cut people off. I think that's a good pick, and that was what I probably was going to say. Other than
Has not selected a wide receiver in the first round since Trayvon Walker in 2002.
Wow.
Yeah,
Adams was a second-round pick, if memory serves.
And now we go to commercial, so we got time to talk about
Brees Hall still available too, running back from Iowa State. No, Iowa.
Yeah.
Wait, Iowa State.
Iowa State. Do we? But they have Aaron Jones. They just re-signed him. They have A.J. Dillon. You're right. He's available and probably better for a couple of the teams coming up. But
I just don't know what
Green Bay's in a
doing
win.
here.
I think the NFL, to be like Rob, is in cahoots. They don't need a lot. They can trade down, get some more value. Why are we going to commercial now?
So I'm live back on NFL Network. So Roger Goodell is reading the pick or reading something.
He's giving like good man of the year right now.
Oh,
Andrew. Oh, maybe he's
way
not.
behind. Yeah, it was Whitworth, correct?
Yeah. You win a Super Bowl, you get the Walter Payton Award. You're a pretty good guy.
Oh, yeah. So who are the best remaining players at this point?
It's nuts that I mean, it's just the power of the NFL. Like I legit, when I text today, like, are there any other sports on today? Like I assumed that everyone else would take the day off because of tonight, and they should have, because this is all that I've been assumed with, and
take tomorrow off.
All right, guys.
Daxton Hill, they need a safety.
Here we go.
Kobe Dean.
One of our questions. What is the first question on our list? What is your favorite draft memory, Jane?
Favorite draft memory, live draft in Nashville. I was there. And then the best pick that J. Rob has made since he's been at the helm, top 5 pick, should have never slid down to us, but Big Jeff Simmons.
Who's the? Oh, that was great. Great call.
What pick right there. Taking a little bit of a chance, but I mean, again, eye test, and this dude is just dominated.
He was a character guy, correct? And then he comes out and he's been nothing but a great teammate and a productive player.
Yeah, right. Had a little injury, little history, trouble in college, but man, should have never down. Top 5 pick. No way should have got him at 19.
Package selection.
And I was there.
Devontae White, Georgia defensive tackle.
Wow.
Robbie, what's your favorite draft memory? And right now, Aaron Rodgers is packing to move.
Yeah. So,
wow.
I don't remember what year it was exactly. I was very much like, the NFL draft is stupid. Like, who wants to watch people pick? I was in New Orleans for a Jazz Fest weekend, and the vibe around the city, you had the Saints fans, but so many other people from different fan bases there for Jazz Fest. And it was this, you're walking down Bourbon Street, and like, oh, the pick is in, and everyone would run into the bars, and they'd go and look and see who picked, and then cheers, and then you drink, and then you go back on the street, and it was just that for 2 days long, and like that. And me personally, I like the Saturday Sunday 2-day maxed out draft better than the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I don't mind this. But I really love the Saturday, Sunday all day draft. But that's really what made me fall in love with the NFL draft. And then this is honestly one of the weekends that I really look forward to in the whole year. Like, I just love, even though the Titans have a certain amount of picks, I just love the whole thing about it.
Picks in for the New England Patriots. Raj, we'll come to you after that. Well, go ahead, Raj, while we're waiting on the Patriots.
I don't have a specific moment because as a Raider fan, they're all just extremely depressing. My favorite part of the draft is watching kids and their families get so emotional. Wyatt is a kid that started out at a JC. He was a 3-star that committed to South Carolina, decommitted. Georgia took a chance. just paid his dues. There were character issues. Watching him and his family and him tear up, that's a beautiful thing. Now, he's never been to Green Bay, Wisconsin, so I would tear up as well. The other thing is how many Georgia dudes are getting drafted in the first 2 rounds? The fact that anybody hung up with them is insane. And they lost Will Anderson, correct?
Yes.
Who got in some trouble outside off the field. The fact that anybody, I mean, Bama has had a few guys drafted on offense, but wow, like what a defensive team. That's phenomenal. And this is another player. He was the 4th best left on many remaining on many draft boards.
So I thought about some things I could say. Drafting. Well, one of my favorites is the Falcons when they with the 4th pick got prime time. That was national news.
Oh yeah,
prime time. And then of course drafting Michael Vick #1 overall in 2001. 98 with Peyton Manning being the 1st pick was special. But I'm going to tell you, there was something that was the most special thing that's ever happened to me. There was a family that I cut up a film for a young man who ended up being a 7th round draft pick of the Seattle Seahawks. And I got to sit with his family. They weren't at the draft, of course, but they had a room in New England and in Fort Payne where I lived at. And just going through the process with him, and he thought he would be a 5th or 6th round draft pick. And then you go through the 5th round, he's not picked. You go through the 6th round, he's not picked. He's starting to feel like he's going to be a free agent. And just to watch his face light up when somebody picked him, just to be drafted in the NFL draft was just special to me. Just to see this kid did not make the team, but worked all those years for the opportunity to play in the NFL.
Who was the kid?
His name I cannot come up with right now. So I don't want to – I know his first name, but I don't want to not say his whole name.
Well, just that story gives you goosebumps. Like, I mean, you work your whole life for that, and like to get that
it was special.
award, that justification, that validation is awesome.
That's what the draft is about.
It was 1991, and I remember, and it was a 12-round draft too. And we were sitting in there all day Sunday. Like Sunday was an agony. We were in there, it seemed like. Oh, no, Saturday was an agony because we stayed there with his family both Saturday and Sunday. And it was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
So, all right, guys. New England Patriots, pick 29. We got 3 more picks. Cincinnati Kansas City after this, Cincinnati and Minnesota. How good are the Patriots?
It's a very good question. And go ahead, somebody else.
Brendan, how good are the Patriots? By the way, here's a trade. Guard Shaq Mason to the Bucks in exchange for a 5th round pick.
For a 5th rounder?
5th round pick.
Wow. That must be another contractual thing because he's a player.
He is. Brendan.
You know, the Patriots are they're not that great on paper, but you know, you got Belichick at the helm, so I think they're not far off either. You know, they're always close, couple players here or there, trades or draft picks, whatever.
Oh my Lord! Sorry to interrupt.
No,
the pick from the University of Chattanooga, guard Cole Strange from Chattanooga is the pick to the Patriots. Chattanooga's own Cole Strange goes to the New England Patriots. They had been some talk about him going to the Patriots in the 2nd round. Nothing
first round
I had seen had Cole Strange in the 1st round.
Wait,
it says Chattanooga. They don't even know to put UTC or anything. It says Chattanooga.
What was he ranked?
A guy that was,
he was there.
2nd round?
Yeah. He's right there, Robbie. I mean, it's not like they slid down a lot.
Yeah. I mean, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga has a first-round pick.
Wow.
And the University
And
of
to the
Tennessee
Patriots.
doesn't.
What? And he's going to the smartest organization there is.
I was going to say,
So,
I was
it's a 93% chance of being available at pick 54, entering tonight with New England at 55. I don't question that organization. They know what they're doing. If they like a guy, they take a guy, and I am not questioning it. But I love Chattanooga, Tennessee, Chattanooga, UTC, a first-round pick.
And even Terrell Owens was not a first-round pick.
T.O.
Who had
Not
UTC
a
having a draft pick over UT on the draft bingo?
Not me.
That's hilarious.
This goes down as one of my favorite draft moments. Oh, great pick by the Chiefs.
He's not at the draft, of course.
The Chiefs draft George Karlaftis from Purdue, who I saw as high as 13th overall, 12th overall.
Another great edge rusher. They don't even have a camera at Strange's house. I mean, come on, guys. I guess they would have one tomorrow for the second round, but no, great pick. An unstoppable defensive end in a very difficult conference. Just a very smart player. You really can't go wrong, especially when it's a good team. That, like I said, I thought they were going to fill rush end earlier, but they obviously did it here. They're aging Chris Jones, aging Frank Clark, and this is a team guy who has a nose for the football. I think it's a good pick.
Well said.
Brandon, back to you. When I started screaming, now that we have a mock on the Patriots, can they get – I just don't feel like they can make a deep run in the playoffs. Not in the AFC.
You know, it's the NFL. I wouldn't count them out. You know, they're super sneaky. They're very smart in the front office. And we've seen, like, you know, this kid. Like I said, I don't ever discredit or doubt their picks or situation. They've proven that they can take it's more of a money ball system with them, and they do well off of it. So if they somehow make the playoffs or do something crazy, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
All right, guys, it's that time of night. We've got to start talking about who won and who lost the draft. And before we've got obviously Kansas City on just drafted. It is hard for me to sit here after 3.5 hours and not say in the first round, the New York Giants won the draft of the first round. I know people came out with more picks. You look at what the Giants did, and they may have came out with the two best players at their position in the draft.
The flip side, though, is I'm sorry to interrupt, but they had 5 and 7. Now, they didn't mess them up, but they did have 5 and 7. But you're right. Overall, talent-wise, wow. Sorry to interrupt.
I don't know of a draft that's in recent memory that's that good.
Jets are a close second.
The New York teams didn't mess it up for once.
Yeah, Jets didn't mess it up, nor did the Giants. Love the Giants draft. We called that out kind of before it happened. If they could pick in that with a O-line, D-line, and they did it. Fantastic draft. And then, Jets as well. They had picks, but they capitalized on them. So, coin flip.
The Jets. I mean, gosh.
I'm not knocking on the Giants draft. Theirs was great. A little greater though was the Jets.
The Jets.
I like the Jets draft better. They've got 3 of the top 10 players and 14 picks. I love that draft.
Yeah, they have more. They have more picks. But I'm
Yeah.
saying what the Giants had to deal with, I don't think you could have done any better.
No.
They got 10-year starters at 3 spots.
Cleaned
though.
up.
Yeah,
The
I can't
Jets and
believe
Giants
that.
cleaned up.
The two
Yeah.
teams with like the most losing record combined from a city in like the last 10 years just were phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, no Mike Tannenbaum back there. Like the Jets won the draft for me.
I think my takeaway from this year's draft thus far is, and I guess because there wasn't any quarterbacks that were good enough, none of the top 15 picks blew it, right? Like everyone was sensible. It all made sense. Like you may have changed someone here and there, but it was all, hey, I get that.
Right. It was so tiered with the selections and the drafts that they could almost not screw it up. Like it was almost like dummy proof.
Who made the most?
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you guys and Randall as well. Who made the most savvy move, whether trade or selection?
Either the Titans made the most savvy move, or they blew the draft. And I will answer that when I see Tyler Buck play next year. And I truly believe they either made the smartest move or the worst move.
I agree. The Titans, they took the biggest gamble of the night.
Well, and I'm anxious. It's not even about that rookie pick, which I hope, you know, he shows up day one and is an instant, you know, starter and threat. But again, it goes back to the Robert Woods trade for me. I think he's a little bit older version of A.J. Brown. It's the same guy. He's a little smaller, but it's been around a little bit more. He's a little healthier for the most part.
Cooper Kupp credited almost all of his success, which, of course, he's a great player, to Robert Woods. He's just got to be healthy.
Well, so a little Titans background. We took Isaiah Walker, total bust. Then we took Caleb Fraley, tore his ACL in preseason. Now, this guy better pan out, or this is 3 years in a row our number one pick.
Oh, you said Isaiah Wilson, not
Wilson. Yeah.
Caleb Fraley.
Jeff Simmons. Jeff Simmons was an early pick.
Caleb Fraley still could be a great football
player.
No.
I like that pick. I'm just saying, like these are, we can't keep missing on first round picks.
The criticism I have of the A.J. Brown pick goes back to being a Falcons fan. You only get so many years of a Julio Jones or an A.J. Brown, and they don't grow on trees. And I know there's little great receivers other places, but we thought, as a Falcons fan, we thought Calvin Ridley was the next, would replace Julio. And we saw that was a far failure. Without Julio, without the A.J. Brown, you just don't get a lot of shots with those guys. So that's the only thing I say.
And for me, it's first with Atlanta. I know it wasn't a flashy pick, but trust me, they got the best overall athlete in the draft. This is a guy that could have started for a very good Elite Eight basketball team and a football team. Here comes the Bengals pick. Sorry,
Daxton Hill.
Over.
I mean, great pick.
Safety from Michigan.
Great
got him
pick.
very late.
That's a great pick.
I think he was a earlier first round grade, correct?
Team. Yeah.
I'll remind you, Kyle Hamilton went in the first 12 picks, ran a 4.6. Dax Hill was picked 31, ran a 4.3 as a safety.
What?
4.38.
Oh my gosh! And he was.
That's a great.
I mean, he's a hitter as well. Wow! Even though he's 192 pounds, that's crazy.
So great.
He's playing the wrong position. He must not be able to catch the football because he's playing the wrong position.
It's like this: these teams that get good GMs, and the Bengals, I think, have one now. Just keep winning the draft. So
the Bengals are on rookie contracts right now, and they second in Super Bowl as of late. I think they're a dangerous team, and they're one to watch out for the next 2-3 years.
All right, guys.
And that's my winner of the draft. Randall, do we have to get off, or may I say quickly my winner?
No, go ahead. We still got a whole pick.
Oh, sweet. My winner, unfortunately, is one of the teams I hate the most, Brett Veach and the Kansas City Chiefs. They freed up cap space by Hill leaving. They got Trent McDuffie, a really good corner out of Washington. They got George Karlaftis out of Purdue. I mean, they got 2 5-10-year starters to add to a team that offensively, even though they lost Hill, is still going to be nearly unstoppable. And I say that with hyperbole, but they have the best quarterback in the NFL. They're going to be fine. They have a great line. They had to improve their defense. And they got 2 dudes that just made their defense go from a 7 to a 9, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Smart organizations make smart picks.
But truly, we talk about after the first round who won the draft. The draft will be won over the next 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
The Vikings are up. Kirk Cousins he signed a 1-year extension through 2023. Justin Jefferson there, elite running back. Do they need to? Is Adam Thielen got any tread left on the tires, or is he done?
A year at best. I mean, I don't.
I put a lot of fantasy investment on him, and the last few years he's killed me.
Yeah, he just can't stay on the field. Health issues. Is he a great receiver? Absolutely. If he could stay healthy, could he impact the team? Absolutely. But can't stay healthy. And
31, a lot of abuse.
And going through coaches and coordinators and quarterbacks, and it's a lot.
I'll tell you a story that don't get told a lot. For those guys like an Adam Thielen, he came into the league playing special teams for multiple years. That took multiple years off his career. You never see Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson, Justin Jefferson. Those guys don't get that wear and tear of that first 3 or 4 years of just making your name on special teams. All right.
Well said.
Last thing, I'm going to go with your team, and I know, Rod, you got to talk about the trade. I'm going to talk about my team, and then I'll get around to y'all, everybody. I think the Falcons got a great player. Is it the most attractive pick? No. Is it a franchise that's got to rebuild? And Drake London will not be an instant impact next year that causes the Falcons to go from 3-14 to 8-9.
That's not on him.
Long road to rebuild Atlanta. They added an elite talent, so I'm happy. Jane, I think you're swinging to you're happy with the draft at this point.
I was shocked, but I think the jury's still out a little bit. It's going to take a little bit more to settle in. I wouldn't necessarily say happy. I'm starting to understand the angle here a little bit more. The trade back definitely helped a little bit, but I'm still jury out on this right now. Anxious to see where this will go in the next day or two.
Robbie Davis.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same mode. I wasn't happy on the get-go of the first announcement of the trade. The trade back has me curious. This is a wait-and-see mode for me. I want to see what happens tomorrow and what happens Saturday. We've got more picks now that we didn't have. What direction are we going to do with them and see where we're going to go? I don't. Is this going to be just a try to replace AJ and then still attack for the future, or is this going to be, hey, this is going to look like a rebuild? So It's an incomplete right now if I'm a school teacher.
So I don't think we can ever look back at this draft and not know why the Georgia Bulldogs won the national championship. Lewis Sign goes number one to the
They
Vikings.
always show highlights against Tennessee. Always.
Yeah.
Kirby's smart. Well, that's
That
because
is-
Tennessee gives up a lot of highlights.
That is
Kirby's smart in defense.
That is actually over 60% of the starting defense from the Georgia Bulldogs national championship team has went in the first round.
But we've seen that before from other teams, Bama.
I don't know that I've ever seen 6 on one side of the football. There was nobody from the offensive side. These are all defensive side, Shane. That I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
All defense. That was
all
impressive.
defense was pretty
Yeah,
stout.
that's sick.
It's amazing.
I don't know what happened there, but
And Randall, I think the Falcons made a sensational pick. Yes, I wear cardinal and gold glasses, but I've had some complaints from others over text and whatnot. I understand that you want to get the name, you want to do this or that, or he played in the Pac-12. People that say that, first of all, don't know football. They certainly don't know basketball, and this is my opinion. Drake London is phenomenal, and you have to think schematically what he does with Kyle Pitts. They are nearly interchangeable. Now, London is a smaller guy in that sense. He's a lot faster than people think. He's great off the line. He, again, basketball-wise, the USC team was very good. He only didn't play because he was in the football season first. Most people thought he'd be a basketball-only guy. And what people forget is he played with a few NFL receivers and Michael Pittman, Tyler Vaughn, still made an impact. He is a phenomenal athlete. He'll recover from this. I thought it was sensational. While Randall's out, they're showing a graphic on ESPN about Georgia's first-round defensive players. 5 guys, Trayvon Walker, Jordan Davis, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, and Lewis, cannot remember how to pronounce his last name, that Minnesota took.
Okay, I was wrong.
So,
I was
wait,
wrong.
Randall, I have
Anything
a
more
question.
than 2 is amazing.
I have a question for you, Randall.
Uh-huh.
How many quarterbacks do you say was going to get drafted in the first round?
I was wrong.
Uh-oh.
yeah. What was that?
How many did you
wrong.
say?
I was wrong, and I'm the first.
Top 5? I
Yeah,
think top 5.
yeah.
Wait,
I
do they
said
do
3
round
guys.
2 tonight?
No, there's on the clock.
The
I was hoping.
the number was 2.5, so I lost money tonight.
So when does Willis get drafted?
I don't know, but I want to talk about that, and then we're going to call it a night. I think my city, Atlanta, wants a quarterback so badly that's not named Matt Ryan. That was the reason Drake London was not unpopular. Or was it?
Oh, yeah. The fans don't know shit. Stuff.
So, all right. It was a great night. I'm going to bed. Robbie, you've got court in the morning. Go home. Shane?
I'm trying to get it right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I got to close the job out tomorrow. They're having a party on Saturday, so we got to.
That's code for he's going to play golf tomorrow.
I'm also playing golf, but
Yeah.
I'll close it out in the morning. It's all good.
Run.
This was a super defensive draft. Looking at who's left going in the second round, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, Sam Howell, Matt Corral, Bruce Hall, Kenneth Walker, the great transfer, Christian Watson, George Pickens. It's going to be John Mechie. It's going to be a very offensive day tomorrow, which tells me that the defensive side of the draft had was tiered, as Brandon Chain said, and the elites were up here, obviously led by Georgia. And after that, we'll see a lot of gold mining, if you will. But tomorrow is going to be very offensive, and I think
the best running back in the draft is still available.
Brees Hall or Kenneth Walker.
I like Brees Hall.
Oh, there's some steals coming up in the second round.
But the irony of today was the smart older teams, Kansas City, New England did well, but then the dumb teams that have lost a bunch, like the New York teams,
Yeah,
they did exceptionally well.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. No one choked. That was my big thing. I was expecting
Yeah.
someone to be someone to do something stupid.
No one pulled a Raider.
I know. I think if you take these high,
When did the Raiders draft? That's what we're waiting for. When the Raiders draft?
3rd round.
Giddy up.
Touche.
I'm going to bed.
All right. For Randall Cunningham, for Raj Mehta, for Brendan Chain, Robbie Davis, this has been Reckless Speculation, and we've been on the air for 4 hours, and we're going to bed. Good night.
Last year it was
my
5.
license.
Yeah, I'm up too.
Yeah. All right.
Good night.
See you guys.
Night. Thank you.
Hey, subscribe and like.
Subscribe
Thanks
and
to our
like.
contributors as well.
Thank you for everyone. Good night.